A simple way to increase the value, change your home, and make it look great is to change the flooring in there, whether it's soft spaces like carpeted spaces like your bedroom or like, your kitchen. I got luxury vinyl plank from At Home Floor Store. Could not be any happier with the installation and the products we bought.
Yep, did your entire floor, the flooring in your house.
All 4 floors, your entire home. You did like a wood grain tile. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and At Home Floor Store has really good quality selections that they can bring to you, and they pass the savings from not having a brick and mortar place, because who needs that? They come to you in the At Home Floor Store van. They could drop off, you could do a contact list. They could drop off all the samples for you, put them, you can lay them on your floor, decide which one you want, schedule the installation with them. They do a great job. My installers were great. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with things that you're buying for your home, so why shouldn't you be at home when you buy them? Yeah. It's the At Home Floor Store. Go to athomefloorstore.com and tell them Tom and Dan sent you. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Still no Samantha. I don't know if she's coming back. Butler is here, extra Butler. 3 times the Butler, guaranteed in every single show. What were we just talking about? I had something I wanted to tell you.
Protein bars.
Protein bars, yes. Where was I? Protein bars. Protein bars. What is that? I don't even know what's actually in protein bars.
Yeah. I mean,
because it's not just protein.
Yeah, there's a list of ingredients in the back.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of stuff I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's a bunch of garbage or sugar.
Palm oil, sunflower oil, cellulose gum.
Yeah. There's a
carrageenan.
It's
what is this? Steviol glycosides? Stevia. There's stevia in this.
No, okay. I don't know. I feel like the guys, the real workout dudes, they've got their protein in like shakes and things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is just a dry shake.
Yeah, I think what
you're supposed to do is eat like actual real food, like a chicken and a broccoli.
I think that's for fat people in January.
What, these?
Yeah.
Hey! That's mean to me.
Yeah.
I was starved. I went to the barber.
It's for people that want to eat a chocolate bar that says protein.
I didn't want to eat a chocolate bar. I just needed calories.
Yeah. I think it's for hungry fat people on a diet.
All right.
I don't know. I
Is
have
Slim
no idea.
Fast still around? Slim Fast?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. I can't imagine they're doing as well as they used to, just because it's all.
Well, there's far less fat people than ever before.
Well, the health industry and all the protein bar and supplement industry has splintered off to a million directions. So it used to be Slim Fast was the first original, like, hey, drink this shake. It's just protein and this and that. And then now there's a million things. And so but I think they're still around.
Yeah.
They were huge.
I remember the cans were like indestructible. They were made out of like iron. They're like you have soda cans.
Yeah.
And then you have Slim Fast cans. I remember my mom dabbled in it, and I remember as a kid I picked one. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, why is it so thick?
Yeah, why is the walls of the can are like it's like a drum?
Could you set 4 Slim Fast cans down and have a crane lower a car onto them and
it'd hold it up.
And it would hold it up, right?
Yeah. I could stand on 4 cans of Slim Fast.
Oh, you're one
easily.
can? Well, yeah, because
easily.
It was a. Because even the
why did they make their can? Now this, I remember before. Look, we have a guest on the line, and I told him it was going to get weird. I said, "You just hold the line and let me get this out. I need to get this out. I need to know why Slim Fast cans are so damn thick, and I'm not gonna put our guest on the line.
It was bad
until I know why their cans are so thick, because they could have put the same shake in a Coca-Cola or a Sprite can. Same thing.
Yeah. It must have been at a time where aluminum prices were so cheap that they were just like, I'll make them thick.
Why?
Thick!
But why?
I have no idea. Yeah, sodas existed, and they realized, like, hey, the thinner we make them, the less we're going to have to spend.
We can save billions of dollars.
Mr. Fast came around, and he was like...
Mr. Atkins, actually, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that would have... Well, no, Mr. Fast.
I assume
his name was Jim Fast. I'm Jim Fast or Slim Fast.
My nickname is Slim Jim Fast. Very confusing. And I'm getting sued. But
Slim Jims are way better than Slim Fast. I will say that.
oh yeah. That's garbage. I was eating a Slim
Our
Jim.
listeners are a little more Slim Jim, a little less Slim Fast. That's how I describe them. Naturally.
Why were the cans so thick? They were thicker
The top
than
of the
tuna
can.
cans.
Yeah, the top of the can was like an old military MRE. Like when my mom would open these things up, I'm like, God damn, what did you just get back from Afghanistan? Why are you eating that?
yeah. That can.
You couldn't push it with your, on a soda can, you can push in the sides. It's got some give. On a Slim Fast can, good luck. You'd have to be Iron Man.
Even with the top off, you couldn't even push it. It was like a cat food can.
Yeah, it was like a cat food can.
It was a tall cat food can.
Let me ask our guest, Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny is on the line.
I answered him, but yes.
Yeah. Hi, Kenny.
Go ahead, Tom.
Tom forgot his name was not Kenny. Kenny, do you know why Slim Fast cans were so thick?
The only reason I can think of, and rest in peace, but didn't Tommy Lasorda advertise them? Maybe he just had like brute strength during the commercial.
He's a dumb old man.
He didn't even know what he was.
Here, I'm gonna hot take you. I thought Tommy Lasorda had died 3 times. I didn't like people are, oh my God, Tommy Lasorda died. I was like, I thought he died when he like before I got pubes.
By the way, all the old school athletes that endorse products had no idea what they were endorsing. God. Like, it's not like new school. Like, I imagine Russell Wilson is like gets educated.
You
on
always
what
go for Russell Wilson, and I think it's because you're listening to his podcast.
And but the old school, like Joe Montana, they just put the shoes on.
You think Pete Rose gives a damn about? Like Pete Rose, Pete Rose has the same haircut that Chucky had in Child's Play. Pete Rose is so dumb that he had a Mary Lou Retton dumb old man haircut. You think that guy gives a? He don't know.
He don't even know. The best evidence for this, and I know Bill Belichick did it for charity for Subway, but when they did a press conference and they asked Bill Belichick about the Subway commercial, he didn't even remember or know what the sandwich was called.
The sub, what do you call it? He called it the Big Dipper.
No idea.
They gave me one of them specials, the meat crazimo.
And for whatever reason, that's what makes me happy. Nothing else in life but old school sports real men not having any understanding about any product they endorsed and like screwing up the name in the after or whatever. Could care less. No. They did it for the money or whatever. Anyway, sorry, Kenny. So
when you guys get a chance, check out Hulk Hogan doing like air conditioner commercials in Japan. Those are creepy YouTube videos to watch.
Okay, hold on. Kenny, are you trying to ruin my whole day by making me smoke weed and only watch Hulk Hogan doing air conditioning?
We're looking it up now, Kenny. Okay, I know this is not the reason.
While I'm looking it up, why don't you do what we're supposed to do here so we don't get in trouble with Mom, a.k.a. Sam? If we do, even if we just throw a little bit at it, as long as we get our chores done, which is to talk about Kenny's being on a game show, then we can smoke weed and watch Hulk Hogan sell air conditioners in Japan.
So while Daniel looks up the Hulk Hogan video, Kenny is, and we'll tell the listeners, Kenny has done Weird Job Wednesday songs for us. He was the winner for the first Tom and Dan Awards Weird Job Wednesday songs. I'm a little biased. I think Kenny is better than Daniel by far.
Well, how many?
And Pariah Mike, Joey Mazant,
I stand
all
by
these
that.
jokers.
Yeah, Kenny is the best.
Kenny blows them out of the water with his unbelievable...
You know why?
Huh?
You want to know why Kenny wins even over me?
Yeah.
And I own the show. He doesn't try hard. He's not a try hard like I am. I'm trying too hard.
Yeah, Joey Mazant's playing
try hard.
Piano,
it's
singing.
Embarrassing. It's try hard.
Yeah.
Kenny goes out there.
Pariah Mike hitting the notes perfect.
Pariah, you're a try hard.
Yeah.
Kenny goes in there, and he just gives you maybe 1.5%.
Yeah, one take. If it's more than one take, I don't send it.
Yeah. The bare minimum. I like that. That's what I like, Kenny.
I like that.
You're not wasting the whole day making it perfect. I mean, Pariah Mike's song sounded exactly like almost... You can't even tell the difference between the Weird Job.
Yeah. It's confusing.
He sounds exactly like the artist. Anyway.
I got this Hulk Hogan ad.
Let me see.
All right, Kenny, please. I'm sorry, Kenny. We're going to continue with Hulk Hogan.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
日立の
Wednesday,
細長
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
サラサラ 綺麗な
What is that? Hold on. Let me describe what's happening. So it's Hulk Hogan with his shirt off, obviously tan fudgers.
But he still has his do-rag on.
He's got a white do-rag. He is obviously standing in a green screen
Where clouds flowing,
Yeah.
like he's like flying through the sky.
Yeah,
he's
and-
Harry Styles flying, which is where you fly like you're standing.
But he's just standing in a green screen, and they've told him to sing this baby song, and then it's Japanese. Who knows what they're saying? And then they show an air
it could be
conditioner,
really bad.
and then they show a baby, and then they
Sunday,
show.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日
Tuesday,
日立の
Wednesday,
細長
Okay, and then he's laying on the cloud,
サラサラ
and then a baby's like, "Hi, Hulk Hogan,"
体には細長
and he's holding the air conditioner in a tiny pair of boy shorts.
But it's not. He's not even holding it. It's just like it's put in an After Effects. Oh. And then there was a Bugs Bunny at the end. What
Yeah.
the?
And then
he got paid like $380,000 just to walk to a green screen. They probably
He does a lot of them. Here's one from 1991. He did. I mean, he did.
they probably paid him $500,000. Flew him to Japan.
ワンダフラップで床面
He's pretending to be a sumo wrestler.
細長日立のビッグフロー
Oh, so he does the big flow air conditioners. That's like his thing. Hosonaka is what he
Can
said
you
it
look
to.
up what he got paid? That's the most interesting part because he's
I
not
mean,
doing
obviously
anything.
not enough. He ain't looking too good these days, you know? I
Yeah,
mean,
but dude, he made a lot of money at his height. Maybe because there was a time that they were paying these stars lots of huge money to fly to Japan, and they knew nobody would see it. It was pre-internet, so they're like, "Who cares? I'm going to embarrass myself or do whatever they
Yeah,
want."
I know Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston,
I get 380
Tom Hanks, all these people have done Japanese commercials. I get it.
Well, and plus, in Japan, professional wrestling is gigantic over there, so they probably paid him way more than what we even expect, just because he's a superstar there.
Although, God, I keep throwing under $1 million only because I'm in my mind. I'm like the amount of work. Like, obviously, it's just. I mean, how long would that take to do? 1 hour in front of a green
Yeah, but
screen?
you gotta, I mean,
but it's his likeness and
is
appearance.
he traveling to do it?
It would be stupid because honestly, you could film this on a green screen and send the footage, and then they could just do it. Like, maybe the allure is, hey, just go to this place, do it the green screen in L.A. where you're at. We'll get the footage over to us, and it's a easy, $900,000 or something. Or do you think it's multiple millions?
If it was the 80s, though, he might have been in Japan just to do, like, public appearances, because, again, he's a god over there because of how much they love wrestling.
Yeah. I know, like, there's urban legends about big A-list celebrities getting paid millions. You got to knock it down a few pegs for old Hulk Hogan.
It says, like, Harrison Ford, Andy Warhol were compensated well for their efforts across the pond to do ads. Like, some people that you would know, like, you don't think of Harrison Ford ever doing an ad.
But I'm telling you, there was a time in Hollywood where...
Because it says here that people were completely unaware of these type of products, so they would go over there and do it.
And no one even know in the United States.
It's almost like a secret opportunity.
Yeah.
A 180 from where you're at. You go and you do it. You make a big payday. You come back. No big deal. Nobody knows it. Nobody talks about it.
But now the internet exists. This doesn't exist. Everybody knows everything.
They unearthed this particular commercial from 91 in 2015. So that's the That's the distance. But
the internet is the great equalizer. With there's no more secrets. There's literally no more secrets.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Thanks for that tidbit, Kenny.
You can always count on Kenny for a little off-the-topic tidbit.
So,
very little effort just to tell you about it. Look at that. It's already a show segment.
And that's all the time we have.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Never listen again. No, I'm kidding.
So, Kenny, you heard Joey Mazant talk about his game show experiences, and you have some experiences yourself. What game shows were you on?
Yeah, so I was on the Match Game, and then I was also on Let's Make a Deal. And then I know we make fun of Butler for being a finalist, but I was actually a finalist for Deal or No Deal, as well as Jeopardy and Sports Jeopardy. So I've pretty much done the circuit route. And Joey was correct and incorrect. So I know a lot of it is casting, but I got on a majority of these shows just through general form fill-outs and just being an interesting dude. So I guess maybe I snuck in through the process, but I got on the match game just by filling out a form online.
Now, I think the difference is Joey's like game shows were all singing based and performing.
Right. So there is an element that like there's a category you need to check the box in order to be in that.
They have to perform, so they want the best performers or the worst performers. So there's auditions and they casting. Mm-hmm. When you're going through like obviously regular trivia shows, easier to get in just by filling out the form. So how did you get into this? Were you one of those people that followed? Because there's groups of people that are just in like kind of like our BDMs, but for game shows. I'm sure there's Facebook groups, and they all just go out and try to get on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I'm not one of them. I grew up loving and watching game shows. So when I was like, hey, what does it take to be on this? Because I was always wondering how the heck they even pick these people. And I just found like these companies that do it. So they technically are casting companies, but it's more so casting in the sense of, hey, here are the applications. You can fill it out and be a part of it. So I'm not a part of an inner circle. I just happen to be filling out. And the good news is, like, let's say you fill out for, The Price is Right or something. The same company that does that does a bunch of other game shows. So if they like you, but they didn't choose you for one particular game show, they might back pocket you saying, oh, you're going to be good for this other game show.
Now, that one I knew of only because Tiffany and I had, and I went back and I looked at it, and it was a competitor to The Amazing Race where they were looking for guy-girl teams to be cast. And Tiffany and I went and we auditioned at the same time. And we did pretty well because we got called back. We didn't make it to the end, but the lady did say, hey, I like both of you. You guys have both have interesting jobs. Now, you got to understand that at the time, Tiffany and I both worked in radio. So it would have ticked boxes for like these guys are like, they work on the radio show.
Wacky radio.
Yeah, wacky radio guys. So they said, hey, we have other shows that we will be casting. And then I had to fill out another form for them to keep me on file. And we did that.
Yeah, and I will admit, so they do want a story. They don't want just the average person off the street. They want someone who has a gimmick or anything. So, like, for people who know me, like, I am obsessed with my dog, but I'm not, like, wearing T-shirts of him and, like, have him as a golden idol. But I played that characteristic up. So they're like, what would you do with your prize money? And I would answer, I would clone my dog, and so I can have, an infinite number of them. Just really dumb answers like that. But they eat it up. Those producers eat up those answers. So when you're actually on the show, they want you to be that character and be that person.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, what would you play up, Tom? Like,
I could instantly play.
Or would you play at the honestly? Like, I think your best play, and you would become beloved on the show. Would be like fun loving, but just a little 35% Bumble.
Oh yeah.
We got to the next checkpoint. He forgot the train tickets. Like that. Sort of thing.
Play up like redneck side. Yeah. And then
there's typically two categories. They either want super wacky and bumbly, or they want sob story. They want like, all of my family died, on 9/11, so that's why I should be on here. They want one of the two.
That's a funny stat that I read a couple weeks ago. Is that, did you know that people whose families have entirely died, the entire family, are more likely to be on reality game shows? That's a fact.
So, Kenny, when you were on shows, you had to know trivia. You actually had to know, and I know with Jeopardy, there's tests and stuff you actually have to pass. So, are you just really good at trivia?
I'm a weirdo that just happens to know a little about a lot. Like, if you'd ask me, hey, what did Hulk Hogan, advertise in Japan in the 80s? Boom, I know that answer. So, it was, I will say the Jeopardy tests are infinitely harder than what you see on the show, because they want to weed out the best of the best to get on there, because they don't want a bunch of people getting the questions wrong. They want them to get them all right. Yeah. So any test that you take in preparation just kicks your butt completely.
Also, you have to think about this, too, and I've had other Jeopardy people. I think Jeff Howe actually gave me this fact, that the test is infinitely harder than the show, and you have to think of it from the standpoint of how enjoyable would a show be where every question is excruciatingly hard and you don't know any of the answers.
Well, then no one, when no one buzzes in,
then there's no play fact. No, I mean like for even the viewers, because think about it. It's
right,
not for the people playing.
Yeah.
F those people. The contestants do not matter. Now, you know what I mean by that. They do, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's for the viewers.
Yeah.
And if you're watching a show where all the questions are so... How many times have you gone to watch a show and it's so confusing? I know I heard that with Game of Thrones. Some people, it's like, I don't want to do this. It's like work.
Too hard.
Yeah, you don't want work. You want it just to be a little challenging, just enough. And then you want some questions in there for you to be able to know. That way you get a feeling of like being a champion or that you're smart. I mean, there's psychology involved, I'm sure, in the viewership of these shows.
100%. Because that's what it is. They make their revenue off the viewership of the show.
Well, they're making it off of the commercials that roll.
So, Kenny, all these game shows you mentioned have money prizes. Did you win anything? Go through.
Yeah, so the money is real. A lot of people are like, the money is real because, and I don't know, it's long history of it, but there was an FCC scandal with game shows like back in the 50s. So ever since then, they cannot fake any of the actual money prizes. So I know when Joey said they had to spend 4 hours reviewing the tape for his Shazam thing, that was legit because they cannot afford any sort of like lawsuit or losing their license to broadcast.
Is that why there was a time when it almost seems like prize money has gone down to an amount that is like understandable? You know what I mean? Like there was a time when it was like, and you could win $1 billion. And when I was younger, I would think of like these game shows. It seemed like the money that you could win was like almost this amazing amount of cash.
Yeah,
and now it seems like a lot of the cash prizes are very reasonable. You know, it's like, you win $25,000.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of those shows that I think they get insurance to cover it. Like, obviously, they pay a flat rate to an insurance company. They make the game, like, especially, what's that game where the ball is like Plinko or whatever the ball falls into, and there's like a $10 million or something.
Right.
But it's like they know the chances, just all in statistics, and the insurance company pays for it, and they pay $100,000 to the insurance company, and they'll cover the $10 million or something. Anyway,
yeah. For a game of chance, that's what they do. For a game of trivia, it's all based on the advertisers. That's why if you watch Jeopardy, they're always like, sponsored by Geico, sponsored by Elite. So the trivia ones, they can't necessarily figure out based on statistics because it's based off the person's brain.
Yeah. Now, so go through the game shows and tell us how much you won. And
what was your first game show?
So I was on Let's Make a Deal. I don't know if this is chronologically in order, but I was on Let's Make a Deal, and I got selected, but I didn't win. I got a Zonk. I got one of those, like, goose prizes.
Oh, that's even better. I'm a big fan of the Zonk. So what did you dress up as to be on Let's Make a Deal?
I was a cactus, because I'd never seen a cactus on there, so I just got a cactus costume. And so
he's a genius. That is the way to get on the show, is to wear something that they haven't had before.
Yeah.
Now, I would have never thought of cactus, and maybe I was a little loose with the term genius.
And then so then also, too, with that show, when they did it in person, people who would show up and they needed seat fillers, because sometimes they don't get a full cast there, they actually have a costume shop right next to it. So any person that just wants to be on the show can just go buy a costume and immediately get on there.
That is...
Oh, I'd love to interview the person that owns the costume shop.
Now that's a genius. That's a genius.
That sells a bunch of costumes.
Dude, we can call that place.
Well,
they still do that show.
They do?
Yeah. I mean, now it's virtual, though. I guess you dress up at home and you zoom in.
So,
can we kill the Zoom audiences except for WWE, please?
So, Kenny, what was your Zoink prize for Let's Make a Deal? Because and do you have the option to take it home?
See, that's what I wanted. It was a hot tub full of chocolate pudding. And I was like,
that's fantastic.
That would be fantastic. I mean, it was a crappy looking hot tub, but still, I was like, so can I take that with me? But like you're with all the paperwork that you have to sign, you're known that a Zonk prize or whatever is meaningless. Like that just means you're a loser.
So you can't dig your feet in and say like, okay, you guys say, I want my hot tub. Put the pudding in bags and then wash out the hot tub. I'll rent a truck.
A lot of it has No, unfortunately you can't. But a lot of it's changed. So the shows that are in LA, and I've been out to LA for a couple of tapings and stuff. If you win an actual prize and not money, you're responsible for getting it home. So they'll, like, if it's a car or a washer, dryer, whatever, they'll give it to you, but they'll give it to you in LA. You have to take it home with you, and you have to pay that cost.
Yeah.
So there are people that hang out, like The Price is Right is a huge one. I was in the audience for Price is Right, but never got called up. But after the tapings, there are dozens of people that hang out outside the studios that will give you cash for whatever you
they buy
want.
the prize pigs.
Have to deal
Yes, I've heard this. They're prize pig. My buddy Dave told me about this. He says they camp out and wait till the end of the tapings, and it's not just Price is Right. Kenny's right, but Dave talks about this. They're prize pigs, and they sit out there with money, and they're let's say you've got a brand new Samsung washer dryer.
Yeah.
They'll give you like 65 for it.
Yeah,
I mean 65% of what it's worth.
Yeah, because they'd rather than you take.
Yeah.
You drove it in the car. You're like, well, I have to rent a car.
You
to
may
get
be
this car.
visiting, and they love the people that are from out of state that are visiting, and being on the show was like their dream, because they're not gonna. You're out there for 3 weeks. The third day you're on Let's Make a Deal, and you're gonna take your washer dryer back to the hotel.
How is it that they never got a system where, like, Samsung just gave you a voucher to go pick up the washer and dryer at Sears instead of them actually delivering the Samsung?
That's a good idea. You should start a business.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they deliver.
That would actually make sense.
Of course, they just deliver a heavy-ass washer and dryer to the studio to what? Put in the back. I imagine all that studio space is valuable. So you put it in the back of the Price is Right studio, and then you're like, here you go,
But
Bob.
I think it has changed. I don't think all of them
Of course,
are like that.
it can't be that anymore. But even in the 80s, like, couldn't you do a voucher?
No, this was the 90s, I think.
Or 90. Anyway, all right. So,
Yeah.
so what about?
I was also on a show on, like, it's like a game show network. I something like Code Words or Code Names or whatever, and I won a round trip flight to Toronto. But it flew out of L.A., and I've lived in Orlando almost my entire life, so in order to get it, I had to pay for a round-trip flight to L.A. in order to get the free flight from L.A. to Toronto.
Okay, and then it was
interesting.
And by the way, a flight from L.A. to Toronto, I imagine, is not that expensive. Because
what is that? 2 hours?
It included the hotel and all that stuff, so it was like a travel package. But yeah, in order for me to capture that, I'd have to pay for my own way.
And you have to pay the taxes on the value of the thing, right?
Correct, yeah, and it's roughly, because we live in Florida, thankfully, even though you win it in L.A., you're able to claim it as income in Florida, depending on what it is. So you don't have to pay an extra state income tax, but federally it's about 45 to 55%, depending on the value of it. So, yeah, everyone says, oh, you just take half off the top. And I know people complain about that, but I'm like, okay, it's still free money and free gifts. Like, what do I care?
Yeah. I guess it's just the fact that you're like, well, now I got a free trip to Toronto, but I got a round trip ticket from Orlando to LA, and then I have to pay 50% of the value or claim it as income. And then they're like, well, that is not necessarily like, you want the free part, you want the prize to be like, here, get this limo, and you drive, and there's like, they give you, here's your food, and like, no money comes out of your pocket, but
I don't want to see any of the warts and all. Like, even the paperwork kind of kills it, right? Like, afterwards, if you have 2 more hours worth of paperwork after you won the Showcase Showdown, that kind of kills it, right?
Well,
at that point, you're like in a timeshare.
Yeah. And so, depending on the game show, sometimes you fill it out beforehand. So, like, the match game is the one that I actually called about on Left a Voicemail. I filled out so much paperwork beforehand, and I didn't even know if I was going to be on the show. That one is just cash prize. So I was on there, and the match game is the old 70s game where there's, like, 6 celebrities, and you have to, like, match wacky answers.
So who were your celebrities?
So I had Horatio Sands.
Nice.
Jane.
Wait, you had skinny.
He was amazing.
You had skinny Horatio. Yeah. Healthy. I should say healthy.
Yeah,
Horatio.
Exactly. I had Jane Krakowski from Party Rock.
Yeah.
I had
she's beautiful.
Michael Che from Saturday Night Live.
These are great.
Yeah, and Chris D'Elia was on there.
Oh,
and then
no.
I had Sherry Shepard.
Yeah. Oh, you had everybody was good except for one problematic guy.
Well, okay. So at the time, he was the quote-unquote funny one. And you know, he's the one that they have to bleep out. And, of course, that's what makes it funny.
When was this, Kenny? Like, how long ago?
Yeah, this was the summer of 2019, and they had told me, hey, it's going to air the summer of 2020. And so I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. And then my whole gimmick, like I said before, is like, oh, I'm obsessed with my dog, and if I win, I'm going to clone him, just really dumb stuff like that. So they did this bit, and I was fortunate enough, and I'll spoil it all now, but like I made it to the final round. And they said, hey, I know you want to clone your dog, but here's the next best thing. And Horatio Sanz comes out with a stuffed animal that looks like my dog, and then I'm running all around the studio, and we're getting, the audience to chant my dog's name. So Chris just stands up and goes, hey, guys, what the F is going on? And, just bleeps that out. And, of course, hilarity, laugh, laugh, laugh.
Yeah.
So come to find out, ever since the whole, Chris's underage texting, I got word that, hey, ABC has no interest in showing any episodes with him in it. So my episode will pretty much never air. They still have it back-pocketed, but, it's never going to air.
Man.
So he's a piece of crap. I lost my 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah,
that
man. Sucks.
And you got to have, a focused... featured moment with Horatio Sanz. You were
you're running around. You would have been the dog guy.
Yeah, everybody for at least a week. Everybody's like, "Hey, you're the Horatio Sanz dog guy."
Yeah, then we could have claimed that who writes our Weird Job Wednesday songs? Kenny the Dog Man. Then
we could call him that. Kenny the Dog. We could call him Dog Man.
Well, no, that doesn't make sense now because no one saw it.
We could call you Dog the Sadness Hunter.
What about Kenny
But here's the crazy part. So when you fill out that paperwork...
Kenny ever be on a real game show that gets aired?
Oh. Well, now I'm just sad.
Kenny D'Elia, it's Kenny... Kenny is like D'Elia a little bit. I don't know. I have to work that out.
Yeah. We're just going to... Whenever you call from now on, we're just going to start calling you Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Because then all our listeners remember, he's the one who's being on the game show.
That's
but
not really Chris D'Elia. It's Dog.
But
Dog
Chris D'Elia screwed it up because of the rape and all that. Why'd you bring it up?
Do I have to put Chris D'Elia on our war list now? Who do we have so far? The people we're warring against.
I don't know. I don't even.
It used to be the band Boston.
So many people do horrible things. I don't even remember what he did. Yeah. But it's horrible. I imagine.
No, he's texting underage girls.
Oh yeah, horrible.
It was pretty bad.
So, all right, Kenny. What about? I want to know about Jeopardy. Did you win any of these game shows? Was the only prize out of all of them was the cheapo trip from LA to Toronto?
No, so I will say the match game. I did win money, but the whole thing was you get the money after the episode airs. Because they want to make sure that I'm not a criminal and I didn't, because ever since the whole dating game...
Wait a minute, that's not fair. They're not going to air it. Where's your prize?
Well, so ever since they told me we're not going to air it, they mailed me the check. So I got a gross, stupid, large check in the mail that was under my name. Spoiler alert, I still got the money, even though they're not going to air the episode.
Wow,
that's even better.
Hold on, how much money?
It was just $25,000. It was that reasonable.
$25,000. That's a lot of dough.
Yeah, that's pretty
it's
good.
It's just $25,000. No big deal. I've never physically seen $25,000.
It was just weird and it was in an unmarked piece of mail. So I'm just thinking, okay, it's just junk. Thank God I didn't throw it away because that's the only verification they had. They didn't email me saying they're sending it out. They didn't do anything like that. They just sent it to me, and I just opened it up, and it's a check under my name with the production company's name on it. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, was it a weird... It's like, the production company, because you never... It's not like anything with Let's Make a Deal.
It's Sad Greedy Productions.
It's just the production company.
Yeah.
It's something like, Triple Play Productions or something. Generic like that.
Well, that's a great story, buddy. And it finally won with a happy ending. I'm glad you got the cash.
Yeah, and technically now you didn't get your 15 minutes of fame, but what you described is kind of embarrassing. I would, clown you a little bit, Kenny, because I'm sure you played it. You're running around the stage.
Well, but every morning he should wake up and he should tweet Chris D'Elia to see if he remembers you.
Yeah. So with all the Jeopardy game shows, you didn't win any money with those?
I didn't get on there. I was one of those where, it's one of those where, so anytime you go to a game show, there isn't a guarantee you'll actually be on the game show. So there's a lot of, like for Jeopardy and Sports Jeopardy, I was literally just sitting backstage, and then depending on shoot schedule or contestant schedule, sometimes you just don't get picked, and they said, hey, sorry, you're not going to be a contestant. But they do fly you out, though. So if it is a location-based one, they will fly you out. They will put you up in a hotel, and you get like a per diem for your meals and stuff. But then the day of, you're just sitting backstage. They feed you. They put you in makeup and outfits. But if you don't get selected, it's like, well, see ya.
That's not bad. I could do that.
Kenny, last question. With someone that's good at trivia, and I've always wondered this, and there's maybe no way for you to
like
describe
trivia?
it.
I don't think I've ever seen you do trivia.
No, I'm horrible at it.
But you have a good memory.
No, not when it comes to trivia and things like that. I didn't even know the whole Kirk Cobain thing that
Yeah.
I was just, I throw out things that don't mean anything to me. Anyway, so Kenny, when someone asks you a trivia question, is it instant that you know, or do you have to think about it, in which I imagine it's like you're opening up drawers in your brain that categorize things and you find the answer, or does it come to you instantly? Because those people that I know that are good at trivia, it's fascinating to me that they are able to retain this information, because my brain doesn't work that way. You ask me something, I'm like, I'm opening drawers, but there's nothing inside.
Yeah. A lot of drawers, too.
Yeah. And I know that it's never there.
So normally it is the open drawer scenario, but because I try to get on Jeopardy for so long, it has to be an instant thing, because the reason that these people are winning, it's not because they know the answers, it's their recall is faster than the other person.
That makes sense.
So that's really the secret. They all know the answer. It's just who can recall it and buzz in the fastest. So now when it comes to trivia, if I know it, it's got to be an immediate thing for me.
Do you train for that, or do you just have some sort of genetic brain gift?
It's a little bit of both. You can't really train for it other than just watching Jeopardy and then trying to beat them with the answers. So, like, if you're just watching an episode and playing along as if you're a contestant, that's really the only training you can do. It's either you know the answer or you don't know the answer.
Huh. It's always, like, I know people that watch Jeopardy that literally know 90% of all the questions, and I'm like, how is that possible? It seems so incredibly hard to me. I think most people are lucky if they know one answer, and it's usually the pop culture category that all the nerds don't know. Well, Kenny, thank you for calling in and telling your story. It's fascinating. We should... you want to do a bit or something? What do you?
What do you want to do?
Yeah, sure.
What do you want to do for your bit?
What do you do for a living, Kenny? You got a lot of free time?
Yeah. Well, I used to work for a professional sports team, and then that whole not having audience and fans, that kind of got me fired.
Yeah.
So now I do entertainment stuff. So I'm more of the behind the scenes entertainment guy now.
Kenny used to be OJ and sell peanuts at the Amway.
Oh, I think you told me about that.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, we'll keep in touch, because I feel like we could do something with you, because you're good on the air.
Yeah, we'll put you in makeup. We'll get you an outfit. We'll put you backstage, and if you get selected, great. And if not, sorry.
Just hang out with the fish, and then it's like, oh, sorry, we ran out of time.
It might be nice to start filling our studio, just listeners, that if we need an able body, I'm like, get in here.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you got bumped again for Seth or Big Dem or
Ross.
Yeah. All right, Kenny.
Butler's French Dijon story again.
Uncle Dijon. Yeah, the stories are getting crazier and crazier.
Man.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Well, so
No, you're done. You're done. I'm hung up on it.
How dare you?
Well, once I say you're done, you're done. And it's just like parenting. You got to. You cannot let these listeners run you over.
Yeah,
or they'll never respect you.
Yeah.
I said you were done, and you're like, no. What did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say, Kenny?
Yeah, you wanted
Kenny,
a little
what
bit
did
more.
I say? Did I say you were done? I did, didn't I? You're done.
You're right. I got to get better at that. I'll just let them run me over.
Yeah.
Or that they're,
Next thing you know, this guy's sitting in your seat. I come in here, and I'm like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Kenny. I told Tommy to stay home. He's not needed here anymore.
Then they work here, stepping in doo-doo. The whole thing.
Oh, I did. I heard about that. It smells in here. Bye-bye.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here, and welcome to the show, everybody.
Let's start with who's porking
Oh,
today.
wow, fast.
I like to eat tacos. I also like to eat bean burritos. Sometimes I pick my toes with nail clippers and I make them bleed. Cause I clip them in the quick, cause I suffer from anxiety and OCD. Hey, who came up with and was the origin of the joke? Who said D's nuts?
We love
D's nuts.
Who's Porkin'? Brought to you by Porky's Barbecue right there in Apopka. Maybe you're having a small get-together. You want to get
D's nuts.
Porky's Apopka. Go by there.
What
Get
happened?
your Super Bowl party
Yeah.
catered. But
What happened
Yeah.
to D's Nuts? I'm bringing it back.
The company?
No, that was Papa D's Nuts.
Oh,
Papa D's Nuts. They
There's
advertised.
actually back. They came back.
No, Papa D's Nuts advertised with the Monsters in the Morning.
came back.
They wanted us to do live reads. They were a vanilla toffee flavored peanut product called Papa D's Nuts. Their slogan was Papa D's Nuts in your mouth. And they failed miserably.
unfortunate.
The nuts were good, though. I stand behind the nuts. They were a wonderful vanilla toffee product, but it's just, I think the name is what killed them.
Yeah.
And they thought the name is what was going to ride them into the sunset. Didn't work that way.
So,
Didn't work that way.
what do we got here?
Yeah, it's kind of hard in the early
Somebody
days
in the-
of 2021 to find some Porkin' news since everybody's talking about, politics and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I did find a story about the new dating trends for 2021, according to Bumble, the dating app.
Bumble.
Okay.
You familiar with Bumble?
I am
That's
not.
a bad name for a dating app.
So,
Bumble.
what is the hook to Bumble?
It's more, the power's kind of more in the female.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Of picking the
it's
guy
a-
so it's not as creepy.
It's a touch more protective, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which is nice.
So then, basically,
It's supposed to be not so much of a hookup app as more of an actual dating app.
gotcha.
So it's not like Tinder where it's like, hey, you're 10 minutes away. You want to meet up?
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
So the first trend is new dawn daters. Basically, what they're saying is because 2020, everybody was locked away and in quarantine. 2021, people are starting to get a little more comfortable, and they think that because the vaccines are rolling out and things like that, that eventually we're going to get back to being in real life dating. So they think that now they're estimating that a fifth of the people on Bumble will be new dawn daters. So newly single and ready to mingle. Like a lot of people broke up during quarantine, and it's like this might be their first time on an actual dating app.
So I'm wondering if we are going to see a resurgence of sexually transmitted diseases.
Could be.
Because people are just
Or-
rabid for the DNV.
Or are people going to be more freaked out about their health and
Yeah,
will actually
more condoms,
use
more
more
protection,
condoms?
yeah.
Could go either way.
Don't use a condom. Just put a mask on it.
I do feel like a
Little
nu-
tiny mask.
a nuclear bomb went off, and then we're all like, "Ah, it went off way far over there. Stay inside." And then we're like, it stayed inside for a long time, and then the
Right when the
radiation.
fallout's over,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
like,
all right, come out.
it's safe now. New year. And the
green
fallout's
out here.
worse now than it was before. You wouldn't leave your house 6 months ago, like COVID crazy.
6
Now-
months ago is when you should have been partying down.
Are you scared of it or not? Anyway, so yeah, everybody's like, all right, time to F.
So people be newly single and also people newly on dating apps themselves. Our second trend is called hardballing.
I know what that is. That's where you hold it until you think your eyeballs are going to fall out. Then you eventually let it go, and then you trip balls.
No.
That sounds interesting.
So what is hardballing?
So I thought hardballing would be something else, but apparently hardballing means that you know exactly what you want and you're not messaging with anyone that doesn't tick all the boxes.
Yep, I want a woman with a mustache and lots of muscles, and if I don't get that, I'm not married.
So you're not looking for just like casual dating. You want you'll start messaging someone, and if they don't have exactly what you want in your spouse, then you're like, move on to the next.
That's
person.
not new. People have been doing that for a minute.
I agree.
Because I see people, my single friends, they post like their exchanges. I'm looking at you, Jeff Jones. You post your exchanges
Name
on
and names.
No, but it's funny. He'll post how funny people are straight up. They're like,
No thanks.
Yeah, what do you do? And he'll be like, comedian. They'll be like, ew. You know, like it's just
Yeah,
like people
yeah.
are just like straight.
Yeah, people are mean.
At it. And
Although I am kind of like, don't beat around the bush. If
I
you know
wouldn't-
what you want,
yeah, but I would never be that way. I
No,
would
I wouldn't
always
be
be
mean.
polite. I would always be polite. I'd be a Tommy. I would follow the rules and be polite to people because that's just what you should do.
I guess it's just like don't lead people on and don't think that you're more interested if you're not. Just get straight to the point and be like, hey, if this isn't going to work out, move on to the next. I think that's kind of what the hardball
that should have
means.
always been a rule.
I agree.
Although
That's just a good person rule.
But is anybody like myself that doesn't like to hurt people's feelings? Which actually,
I was talking about you with my wife last night about the
But it
whole
makes
not
it
hurting
worse.
feelings. It does make it worse.
it makes it worse for the person wasting their time. But I would be the person that leads them, because I'm
You would
afraid.
be.
This guy's going 65 dates. He hates this woman.
Yeah.
Hates
I'm
her.
afraid to tell them this isn't working out.
Is this how you ended
Then
up
long,
with Chris?
after enough time, then you have
Could be,
babies.
but
there's
something-
you're like,
Do you, if I'm just doing a hot take in the middle of porking,
Yeah.
this is what scares me about him. Is that there's stuff he needs to tell me and be honest about me, and he's so afraid of hurting my feelings, he's not even telling me what I'm doing to this company to ruin it.
oh
Right.
yeah.
He definitely does that to all of us.
I'll tell you. If I told
I've
you,
been using the business card exclusively
God.
during COVID. Only card I use. Haven't used my own Bank of America card in 9 months.
if I told you the truth, it would
Tell me the
crush
truth.
you.
Tell me the truth.
No, I couldn't do it. It'll hurt your feelings too much.
Write me a note.
No. You can never know.
Write me a letter. Dearest Daniel, it's Thomas.
So
I must come clean. I'm gay.
it seems, though, I wonder if in the future we'll look at dating apps and the way humans were meeting during this time, because I feel like I wonder if there's statistics. It probably is. I mean, especially pre-COVID. I don't know if it makes it better or
we
worse.
stopped doing statistics when the virus hit.
No, but I'm saying of
Threw 'em
how
out the window.
Shut them down.
How many
No more.
relationships are based on meeting off of a dating app or the internet?
Quite a bit nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, is it? You think 50% of people are meeting on the internet compared to?
I met a
in person?
girl on the internet back in the day and dated her.
Right.
Got to be
I
less,
didn't,
right?
I didn't meet Andrea on the
I don't know,
internet.
man. I think it's
you
if it's
can't-
not 50, it's getting close to 50.
I think it's higher
if
than
you count
50.
social media and
That's
stuff.
exactly what I'm saying.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
I think it's higher than 50.
so I wonder if.
And I don't think
Snapchat,
we weren't really
Instagram.
watching it. It just became sort
Yeah.
of enmeshed inside of the way that we communicate. And I would be willing to bet it's higher than 50 now, just naturally without us even knowing it got there.
So
Right.
follow me with this logic and theory. Like, people are horrible with knowing what they want or thinking they know what they
I
want.
know exactly what I want at all times.
And because what they want may be the worst thing for them. See what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of trauma. Yeah, we've all seen the couple that, like, the person just keeps dating the same type of person
want
over and over.
Big, hard booby F machine that's fat as crazy that will eventually burn down my car. And no one's going to
Yeah.
stop me from having that.
So we've all seen the person that continually gets in relationships with a type of person that's bad for them, right? And it's because they're
Yeah,
they're
but it's-
traumatized in some way, they're ruined.
They haven't worked out their own stuff yet. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the majority, even based on, like, look at the divorce rate or look how many relationships don't work out. So then now we've, as a society, provided this thing where you could just now narrow down groups of these crazy people that you are like, like I want this guy, this type of person. Now you find 500 scumbags and then pick now. So if you didn't have that, it would just be random chance of who you met.
Yeah.
It's
And
higher than
they,
50. Guys, I'm watching the chat room and everybody's found or their friend has
I
found.
know tons of people,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's higher than.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
Guaranteed. I will bet my life it's higher than 50%.
So I wonder 25 years from now if we'll look back and be like, oh man, when everybody met on the internet, it caused more divorce
Ooh,
rate
that's
or more breakup.
So you're saying you're predicting just in your question that we're going to pull out of this in some way, right?
Not necessarily. I'm just predicting this will be worse for relationships because you give the option for the person to find what they want. And what I'm saying, they think it's
How'd
what
you
they
meet
want.
Crystal? Friend of
High
a friend?
school.
She's in high school.
How'd you meet Travis?
House party.
Butler, how'd you meet Jen? House party. I met
Well, it's all
Andrea
young, yeah.
through work. So none of us
Met online.
met
Yeah, but
online,
we're-
which is weird.
Different
We're-
time.
20
though.
years ago. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
before,
I'm trying to figure this out. But even before I met Andrea, though, I did long-term date a girl that I met online. So I have to put myself in the same category.
Now, meeting
and
online,
that's when it wasn't cool.
meeting online and Facebook may be a little different than what I'm talking about.
I didn't
I'm-
meet on a dating app, so that does not count.
Yeah, I'm talking about specifically a dating app where you set the criteria. That's
Like
meeting
you
on.
need to make a dating profile.
No, I met just through talking talking in a local room on ICQ, if you remember that.
Okay, yeah, but that leads it more to randomness. Then you can meet someone that maybe not.
Well, they were just in the area. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
could go into a local room and talk about bands or whatever, and that's how we met.
I'm saying, like, the quintessential girl that keeps dating D-head guys that are losers, right? Like, I think everybody has had that friend that, like, they can't stop dating losers, and then
Yep.
you're like, why do you
Crystal Van, Andrea Dennis.
why do you keep
I know those women.
dating the guys that are physical with them, or alcoholics, or liars, or cheaters?
I'm
you know,
thinking of one right now that we all know.
Like you've seen the person that continually gets cheated on, and you're like, how are you picking these people? It's because they're attracted to that. And I'm saying that on the dating app, they're going to start ticking boxes that will gravitate towards the loser or the cheater or something. Because
things that, so that person that does continuously cheat on the person you're in question that you're talking about, what other characteristics would that person have? What boxes would lead you to believe that person is a cheater? Or
I don't know. Well,
because there are things. I guarantee you, if we spend enough time on this, we're gonna start collecting dots, just like a police officer or detective would. Anybody investigating, and we're gonna see patterns. It always happens. We're not that special. No one is.
Also, there is the element where there's a guy that tries to date women that are too good looking for them, or that they're like what they demand, and the other person they're going to be with is
their standards are
their
too
standards
high.
are way too high. So it's like
And no compromise.
it's like, come on, you're a ghoul.
Come on, man.
Most of the
You cannot
people I
date-
know that have the really, really...
Men are way
I am
like
sending
this, yeah.
a person to you that we both knew. This person recently got married. A friend of you and I is a guy. And this guy, I swear to God, he was single for the longest amount of time. And when you would ask him what he was looking for, the number of boxes that he would list for the human that he wanted to marry was insurmountable. These people did not exist. They would be creatures like angels.
I'm sorry, I just read something in the chat where they said, I answered all these eHarmony questions and got a message that said there were 0 matches in the entire database.
Wow. You would think there is at least one.
None. That's impossible.
yeah.
What kind of answers did you get?
Hey, you know what we should do as a joke? All 4 of us here.
Yeah, let's do
5.
it.
We could add Tony in there too, because that'd be kind of fun.
You know, Pariah Mike did this to my husband. He signed him up for ChristianMingle.com.
Yeah,
and
we
he
should-
got all these messages from all these
what we do
horny
is
Christian
we
girls.
couldn't share these people's pictures because that would be like, too far. But we could put ourselves on there, each one of us, and see who can snag the best.
I got this in the bag.
Yeah, well, you're a woman.
Here's the problem, though, is and these dating apps, do they show your name?
I've never been on one, so
I've
I'm
never been
assuming
on
you
one
can
either.
put just your first name. You can probably put a fake name if you wanted.
Probably name and initial, maybe, to keep some sort of
Right.
anonymity.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, if you have listed your name, I imagine that everybody now does research. So, like, if they see someone and then they're immediately search their name and like look
I
at their
would,
Facebook.
yeah.
And do,
That's what I do with porn stars.
I
You go
try to
right to
get
Twitter,
right to
write
kill.
their name, go to their main page. They're going to put all the teaser videos
So
on
it couldn't work if it was our real names because they'd immediately see our social and realize that it's either a joke or we're cheating on her.
We'd have to do one where it can be anonymous for sure.
Yeah. And then if you do anonymous, will they search for you? You don't exist, and then the person immediately thinks it's fake or a scam. Some of these dating websites though do vet, so there's not like just random.
Well, most of them,
bots
they're
or
really
something.
good ones. Again, I don't
You
use
have to
these.
pay for
the
them.
paid ones,
Yeah.
because they're gonna do things for you.
Right.
And
they're gonna
they'll actually do the vetting.
Yeah, you have a contract. You're opting in. They're gonna work for you.
Yeah. Do some of them like you can't sign on if you're a felon or something? Like, do they? Are there
don't
any
know.
stipulations of like?
Not sure.
You
We'll
can't
have to
sign
check
on
in on that.
if you had any past like sexual crimes.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like I do
Is there any
believe
vetting
that,
like that?
certain people that have used computers in any way to solicit minors are not allowed to have.
Any social media
computers,
dating apps.
right? I don't know. I don't even think you're allowed to have a device, right?
Well,
or I don't know how they
I don't know.
police that, or internet. I guess
Right.
you're not allowed to have the internet.
The next dating trend is astrolove. So apparently everyone's getting back into horoscopes hardcore, and they all feel.
Why are we going backwards
I don't
with
know.
science?
I'm not sure.
You guys are going to believe that the stars are still changing our day-to-day movements through their patterns of living in the cosmos.
According to Bumble, in 2021, the most successful sign was Leos in finding love. So
I have to bite my tongue every time. We're falling enough into she will listen. But Crystal, she doesn't believe in mumbo jumbo really, but there's hints of it. And what
believes in dog lasers.
yeah. And I have to bite my tongue, just to not get into an argument, because every once in a while she'll bring up the fact that her mom's friend who's into astrology did Max and Tommy's not reading, but it's like astrology.
Numbers?
I don't know, the numbers or whatever. Then she wrote it all out, and then
you're gonna have a spicy January. Oh my god!
And then every once in a while,
are you looking for love?
She'll
Capricorn
bring it up on her phone and be like, "Look at Tommy said Tommy will be he will
be president of the United States and a millionaire."
It'll be she'll start reading all these different attributes for personality attributes, and
that you use your brain to maneuver into fitting perfectly with your son.
Well, they're always generic traits that almost anyone could have.
He's a loving and kind. But who's going to admit that there's kids not loving or kind?
He loves breathing and has a zest for life.
And then there's some stuff, and then the stuff that doesn't apply, they read that part fast.
You skip that part.
And then I have to be like, turn my brain off.
I think she does that because she knows you hate it. She's doing that on purpose.
If she is, she's doing a good job.
She doesn't believe that, dude.
That's what I say, but I can't say anything because I've said before.
Well, what have you said?
Oh, I screamed, this is BS. This is nonsense.
What did she say?
She said, you hate everything.
That is true, too.
You don't hate everything. You just hate astrology.
You hate fun. You hate...
hold on. Astrology is not fun.
You don't have any fun. You don't even respect anybody's beliefs.
Well, if you believe in astrology... right?
I can't say that. I can say it on the show. This is my only safe haven.
This is a safe space.
Astrology is stupid.
And by the way, BDMs, don't rat him out in the BDM group.
God, these guys will go right. He's talking about you, Crystal.
No, I told her never to listen to you guys.
They're all liars.
They're all animals.
Yeah, but she doesn't listen to you.
That's true.
Yeah, I know. But that's good.
You might as well have said, listen to the show daily.
She'll listen to me, the show, these people, nobody.
She sent me a meme last night I wanted to tell you.
The only person
in the middle of the night
is the astrologist.
She sent me a really funny meme last night. I can't share it with you. It's so good. I can share it with you. I'll share it with you. He's just sworn off it. Now me and his wife are in a secret meme discussion on Instagram private messages.
Oh, I know. Was it the Larry David zooming on the dark?
So good.
By the way, I don't know how to react when you show me a meme and you tell me, oh, look at this.
No, you just go,
I can't. No, because then she yells at me. She's like, don't patronize me with your
Why, you were really laughing. I mean, that's funny. Yeah.
But no, she knows that I'm fake. I can't fake
don't
laugh.
Look. Say, I can't look at it because I do not have the ability to fake a laugh. Say that. Just be honest.
I don't know what to say.
No, just be honest. I
can't be honest.
Okay, y'all need to go to couples therapy.
My wife and I were arguing earlier today and yesterday, right? We're in an argue patch right now. And I texted my wife, I am exiting this conversation right now because I'm going to say things you're going to get mad about. And I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. So I'm out. I got to go to work and you got to go to work. So we're just going to stop it right now. That's what I said to her. I said, I'm exiting. I'm done.
I can't say. She'd be like, oh, fine.
But that's what
and then I'm like, oh, God.
But we're not fixing it. We're just arguing.
Pausing.
Nothing is happening. I'm getting nothing done, and I'm aggravating my wife, so I'm stopping. She should, tell me thank you, right?
So one more, then we have to
they have one called lock dating. Or maybe it's pronounced loc dating because it's all about your locations. They're saying Bumble found that post-lockdown, more people were inclined to date locally, especially since we've all become a bit more familiar with the communities right on our doorsteps. So people are dating more locally than not.
So we go out.
Travel and
this is just an example. You and I are going on a date. We're single. We show up. We're meeting on a park bench over here in Baldwin. We meet there. We got our masks on. Is it acceptable for me to ask you to remove your mask so I can see your teeth?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I will send you a picture
Okay.
later.
Is it bad if in this day and age? Because I am.
Send me a picture of teeth.
I'm a teeth guy. Well, you guys know. You guys know me. I'm a teeth guy. I've talked about it.
Stand on this
I'm
pedestal.
sorry if a man messaged me, send me a picture of your teeth.
No, it's just because of COVID. I can't see him now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got a mask on
But
all
if
the
you were
time.
on the dating app or however we met,
But
right?
all
you
your
would've
pictures
seen-
have a mask on. They're new.
All of them?
Yeah, all of yours do because
Okay.
you're a paranoid.
Well, then
You're-
ask for a DM. But if you did, I would think you're a weirdo.
Okay.
I
I
would.
won't. Then I won't do that on mine.
Why did they?
Let's join eHarmony and see how it goes.
That one's expensive,
I know,
Sam.
it is expensive.
Because that's the good one.
It
Like,
is.
eHarmony is legit. In fact, one of our, or actually Butler said, I believe somebody in his family, Butler, get in here and talk about
Of
eHarmony.
course, somebody in his family.
Oh, Butler's
Butler's
Soulmates on eHarmony.
His started eHarmony. He's like, I started eHarmony.
My uncle Harmony, I used to
His
work at
name is Everett Harmony.
I used to work at Everett Harmony's Bistro.
Mr. Dijon.
Edward E. Harmony.
Charles Entertainment Chise.
No, my father-in-law met his new wife. I guess new wife. It's his second wife after he divorced Jen's mom on eHarmony, and they've been together for 10 years. So
Now-
it's
That's
been
impressive.
Yeah.
What was-
And he had a winner too. She's an executive producer with National Geographic, Discovery Channel, all that. She's a bigwig. She got Emmys
Get
and
us
stuff
an
like that.
interview with the.
Oh, she refused to go. Remember, she
We've tried.
Was
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
we
like,
did.
I don't
Yeah.
like.
She's behind the camera kind of scenario.
Travis asked her at Thanksgiving 2 years ago. Like,
She straight shot me down with a no.
you're like, you are the producer for Planet Earth. And she's
Yeah.
like, I do not want to go on your show. You're my nephew-in-law, and I know.
Yeah.
I know. Whatever show you're involved with, I'll not be involved with.
He ain't lying.
So eHarmony, what was the hook for that one? Was that
Well,
like the,
that one I believe
It's been around for a long
It pairs you
time.
on personality profiles
They play that song.
and stuff like that. They don't. You can't pick by picture. It
so an
matches you.
algorithm matches
Correct.
you?
It's
Okay.
you fill out the questionnaire where the guy said he had 0 matches on the entire
It's
site.
that old man. He's like standing there and he's like, I can help you
Smiling.
find the love of your life.
It's been around for 21 years.
Yeah.
So okay, I feel like that one's
Hey,
safer.
do you want to get some action downstairs? Hey, you want to get some slob on the knob?
Oh no!
Hey, does your tongue need some spicy pH?
Bye bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. We're going to jump into your voicemail messages. Tell folks how they can leave one, Thomas.
If you just get a free app, just search Tom and Dan on your phone. You'll get a mediocre app, and then with that app, you could leave us voice messages. You can call. Speaking of a phone number, that same phone number, you could text BDM, and you could opt into our text service. But that's 844 Tom and Dan. So it's right there in the front of TomandDan.com. So there's lots of different ways to leave a message, but just get our app because all our content's on there. And if you're a BDM, you could sign in through the app, get all our BDM shows, then get onto our BDM Facebook. You could be a part of, there's 20, 30 BDM subgroups.
At least.
BDM anxiety group, parenting group. There's a BDM gambling group. There's a craft beer enthusiast group.
Cigar enthusiasts,
Cigar,
group,
yeah, there's
side chicks group,
Side chicks, nerds,
Animal Crossing.
You know, one
group.
of the
Geeks.
most fun one is the car
Cinema,
group. I know you mentioned
car.
it, but the BDM car group.
Subaru.
Some of our listeners have some pretty unique vehicles, like
Speaking
crazy.
of cars, anybody want that Griff truck?
I might
Oh,
take it.
Go
I'll
ahead
take
and
it.
email
I'll
me.
Take it. I'll take it.
Or Tom.
I think I just want to go on.
I'll give it to you.
I want to get in it one Saturday morning with a left-handed cigarette and a hot coffee and just drive it up and all over the place. Right, just break laws.
Good luck.
Donuts in the streets.
I hope you survive.
We should finally answer the question if Seth can punch it till it won't start because I'm now obsessed with can you punch a car?
He's going to end up
with your bare
injuring
foot?
himself.
Yeah, he is.
I don't want to be on the hook for getting sued by what's his dojo called? The
Either.
dojo. whatever it is.
Listen, you're punching on your own accord.
The ninja doo-doo.
We gotta have him sign some paperwork.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that
sign
out.
this stuff, Pat. Like, all right, start punching. All right, what do we got here?
All right, let's try this voicemail message here.
Tom, Dan, BDM Mike, Tylee. Hi. We're out here in, I don't know, BF, Florida, and there was just a sign that said Boss Hog Radio, playing no C word and no rap or maybe it was no rap and no C word.
Yeah, he's saying, this is an AM station. I've known about it for years. These guys have been around for
I've
forever.
seen this sign.
Boss Hog Radio, and they say it's not the C word. It's not the
Right.
It's no rap, no crap.
Yes.
It borderline racist. Yes, it's borderline, and they don't like the hip hop, and that's what they are.
Hey, I did the math when your radio station is called Boss Hoss Radio, like
Boss Hog.
or Boss Hog, or whatever the hell.
We named our radio station after a fictional character from Dukes of Hazzard who happened to be a big fat Colonel Sanders, borderline racist, weird town mayor or Richmond.
Their logo is a pig with a cowboy hat, sunglasses, and a cigar.
There you go.
So.
When you're Viking Horn Radio, I'll do the math on where you stand on topics. We know.
I mean,
we know Boss Hog.
They have an SUV wrapped with their logo called the Swine Utility Vehicle SUV.
Yeah.
How do they have the money to do that?
It's just a little AM radio. Dude, it's 15,000 watts. You can barely hear it. It's not even worth running.
No, I know.
It's not even worth running. The internet.
The main studio is at the Plant City Farm and Flea Market.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not even worth running.
So it's just some guy that they got.
It's a very small broadcasting company. They own a very small 15,000 watt radio station that plays no rap and no crap. It's on brand.
Who's listening to that?
Nobody. The answer is nobody.
But there's
if you listen, please leave a voice.
Nobody listens to that.
There's a business that's involved. Like there's money being made.
No, there's not. No.
Something.
No,
right?
it's nothing.
No. There's got to be something.
This might be.
I'm telling you.
This is a hot take, and maybe it's a little mean. There's nothing happening here, and it's dumb old man plays radio. That's all it is. Tell me I'm wrong, Sam.
Well, it could have started so long ago. There's a lot of dumb old men that maybe listen to it.
No, nobody listens to it.
And they
not
have sponsors.
Not one. No.
Go and see. Look at their sponsors.
Not one person.
I have to see it.
No, there's not one person listens. I'm telling you.
Because there's someone, right? It's a one.
It's never been. Here,
one.
It's never been listened to. Not even. No one's listened. It's never been turned on. No one has accessed the frequency. It's never been listened to.
Go on their website.
I'm there.
What's their sponsors?
They don't.
I don't see it. Hold on. I'm still looking.
It's a GeoCities, man. It's Angel Fire. It's no one.
They do have a section set under construction.
Right, thank you.
There's not even one sponsor.
It says from the beginning under the construction. Where we are now under construction. It says that they are newcomers to the radio business, have never owned or operated a radio station until June of 2018.
Okay, good time to start.
5,000 watt radio
What's
station.
the hottest music in the world? We just own the radio station. What's the hottest music right now? Hip hop? All right, we're not playing any of that.
This is a good time to start a terrestrial radio signal.
Okay.
Well, the iron's hot. What do we got? You know what? Let's release the telegraph.
It appears
2018 is the time for terrestrial.
Their transmitter site picture is just a trailer in the middle of a field.
Yeah, that's about
the
right.
studio and transmitter site is also at someone's home.
Well, no, it's like a little building. Yeah, Deland
That
has
looks
one
like
of
a
those.
house.
Yeah, it is. But
Okay.
it's just for radio.
Did they have to get? They got a license or federal license?
and then they put up a tower there. Deland's got one of these too near the. Near
Why
the
not just
high
do
school.
it internet?
You could
because
you could cover more area.
But you don't have to get the federal licensing. You
No.
don't have to be under the. There's rules.
But that's
So
still
their crew,
not their audience,
is of course Boss Hog, Fester Jenkins,
Fester Jenkins.
Cowboy Rowdy,
Rowdy. I went through all of this. Cowboy Rowdy's a drawing.
They're all drawings.
Yeah, they're all drawings. of their
Lady Z,
Lady Z,
Johnny Rocket.
I'm
surprised he even got sued. And Tater Hayes.
Tater Hayes.
Oh, this is
My
like
favorite.
the Monsters.
It is
2002.
It's exactly what it is. It is the quintessential.
Oh, and there's Charlie Brown. They've added now.
Charlie. No, I believe Charlie might have passed.
Oh, apologies.
One of them passed.
R.I.P. Charlie.
I've been on the website. I've been on this website more than I probably have ever needed to be.
So
I am fascinated with small broadcasting
Boss
facilities.
Hog.
Our advertisers. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see what this is.
Okay.
We got Randy Sue Food and Grill.
Okay. Is this a bit?
32 Below Thai Ice Cream.
Wow, they were. I bet old. What was his name?
32 Below.
Cowboy
That's what it
Jenkins.
says,
Didn't like
32
that
Below.
one. They're like, he's like Ty.
Chilton Signs.
I didn't get involved with this station. I thought it was no rap, no crap, but Ty wasn't part of it.
Uppity Pups and More.
That's a dog groomer.
Backyard Racehorse.
Well, that's a guy that brings a racehorse to your backyard. It's expensive, too. It's like $175 an hour.
my God.
Do you want a racehorse in your... No, you can't ride it. It just stands there and poos.
Hold on, what is backyard racehorse? Look,
It says,
I don't
keep
know.
your horses
Sounds like-
sound, save money, and enjoy your animals.
It's a horse sitter. We need to get that. Poach that client.
Travis, are you listening to
Travis,
this?
get on that.
Steal all these clients.
Poach that client. We need a horse sitter. Stat.
Backyard racehorse. What's the other one? Thai ice cream?
Yeah.
32 below
Thai
ice cream. We got Randy Seafood Grill.
No, that one you can't touch. I know Randy's a good
Uppity
man.
Pups.
That guy's peel and eat are phenomenal.
So, yeah, they do have sponsors.
You can see why I would be enamored by this, right?
Yeah.
Tom knows the things that make me laugh more than anything, and this is one of them. And I love the cast of characters, the crew, the whole.
And the reason why I'm most fascinated is because we make all these jokes and we talk to these people. We're like, oh yeah, we make $1 million a year in advertising revenue. I'm like, what? I'm like, how?
Right.
No!
Yeah, the punchline is that Boss Hog is literally in a Maybach right now. Yeah.
I'm like, no! because we know there's no listening. No way.
The Tater Hayes is making in upwards of $175,000 a year.
No. I think that time has passed.
Cowboy Rowdy.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Although,
Which one of them passed?
it's either.
I will say that Charlie Brown's the only one that is not in a cartoon character form, so I'm assuming that he might be the one that has passed. He did look like a very older gentleman with a Vietnam vet hat on. So
who's the guy that has Tom's old haircut?
I think that's Tater Hayes.
Tater Hayes, yeah. Hold on. I'm going here.
we need an interview with these guys.
We can.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
There's no. Okay, things are so segmented.
Okay,
it used to be if you talked about someone on the radio, it'd get back to that person. I don't think that exists nowadays because I bet you all this talk and no message will ever get back to them that we were talking about.
No, it's Cowboy Rowdy looks like old Tom. Do you see what I mean? He's got the Tom hair.
He is an older gentleman.
You're Lady Z, so you're going to have to shave your
He's
head.
the second guy with the headphones on his head.
And I'm Boss Hog. This is you, Tom.
It looks like Warren Buffett's brother.
You're Cowboy Rowdy.
Butler's Fester Jenkins.
Rowdy Buffett.
You're Cowboy Rowdy. I'm Boss Hog. See you with your... He's even got your grandma glasses on. Johnny Rocket looks like every one of our listeners. Fester Jenkins looks like anybody from Precision Garage Door that's ever come to work on my garage door. Lady Z looks like an older Sam. Tater Hayes can be Butler. And Charlie Brown just look like a real man who's seen some stuff. He's seen it. Like a helicopter pilot.
And Boss Hog, I'm guessing
he's the big dog.
He rides a Boss Hoss, or was it called Boss Hog or Boss
Hog Radio?
Oh, Boss Hog.
Boss Hoss is the V8.
But then I'm saying he rides that.
I don't know if he does. That was you're confusing Boss Hog from Boss Hog Radio with Marty, the big guy from Cycle Rider Radio.
I'm not confusing him. I just he
there
looks like a Boss Hog guy.
Of old men who like to start radio shows with their friends. Marty has passed away. He's no longer with us. He used to do Cycle Rider Radio. He was the guy that was very mean to me, and my home called it a coffin. And then these guys, I believe, are all still alive except for one gentleman. I believe they lost a couple years ago.
So... how much?
You don't understand. You look at this and you're like you can't understand how it even.
Well, okay, yes. Now I understand. Now it's in one or two things. One is this guy, the guy who started it, had money and then put money into it, obviously to start it, and he wants to be on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And then he got a cast of characters, friends, or whatever. They got some sponsors.
Do you want to know their show lineup? They
make no money, but they do. But then there's this other mysterious aspect of like they do make money, and then that's where I'm fascinated. Now, if they don't...
they have a lot of older shows that you can listen to. So they have First Light from Westwood One. I'm going to guess that's a syndicated program. Then they have Sunny Side Up Morning Show, Fester Jenkins, Tater Hayes, and Boss Hog himself. That's 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So he does a full-blown morning radio show. Then from 9 a.m. to noon, you got the Johnny Rocket Show. Then noon to 1, you have Boss Hog Cafe with Lady Z. Then 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., you've got Heinz 57 Music. I guess that's everything. Afternoon Drive you've got with Fester Jenkins, Tater Hayes. Wolfman Jack they play old Casey Kasem.
They play a lot of older music, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like this is for old people radio. And then on Sundays, they have areas, church, gospel music, oldies, music featuring mostly black artists.
There's enough audience.
Oh, Johnny Rocket passed away. Our good friend and morning DJ, Johnny Rocket, passed away last month.
No,
We're still playing reruns of his show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon. R.I.P. Johnny Rocket.
Maybe there's enough old dudes in Florida that just terrestrial radio only, you know what I'm saying, that maybe they support this. Although
I can't imagine anyone listens to this. And I don't mean that to be mean. I mean that like with the way that time marches on, it'd be like I can't imagine anybody uses an old walkie-talkie.
What's odd because usually you could tell who your audience is based on the advertisers, right? Like that's a telltale. And like watch a TV show, and guess what? If all their advertisers are like old person diaper commercials and catheter, and like guess who's watching? Old people, and they know it. That's what
Ghost of Manute Bull in our Twitch chat room says they put Tater Hayes on Drive Time up against the Jim Colbert Show. That's a real Central Florida radio war. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I like Tater Hayes.
Look, I do.
He represents the values that I stand for.
Good for them. I guess.
I'm just glad they're doing it. But my point is that it's an AM station too, guys. I mean, when is the last time anyone in the studio has turned on AM radio?
My husband listens to it all the time.
Really? I'm so sorry for
What does he listen to?
Jazz.
AM Jazz.
Hey, tell him they have FM jazz stations.
The UCF station plays a lot of good jazz.
Why does he listen to the Spotify jazz?
He does now, but but also AM radio sports like.
AM radio sports.
Sometimes
they got the best.
I married a young Oldman.
They got the best sports podcast in the world. Like you want to hear?
The live stuff.
Yeah, you can listen to Tom Brady live for on Zoom.
But you can hear the local yokels call in and be like, I think Tom Brady's going to win the Super Bowl, man. He throws
to Bruce and Tom Brady chopping up about plays.
Oh, that's listening to games. I thought you were missing like you listen to local.
I've heard him listen to that too.
AM sports radio.
It's been a while,
analysts.
but yeah, he did listen to that as well.
No, a lot of people did, and you get used to it. And there's
of like last year.
Yeah. I think those are going by the wayside too because there's so much more content that you're gonna listen to the guy that just sat down with Belichick or that's an expert in whatever or formerly played. There's so many of those that it's like your local guy that lives down the street that just loves sports but he's not in contact or you know what I'm saying. Like
I don't even
hard to compete.
I don't mean this to be mean to even any of you and I know so many people that work in news and they're for the most part they're all really nice people. But I read the majority of my news now, like almost exclusively I read.
Yeah. Well, also, it's the news that you want to listen to or agree with or whatever. It's all gone. Like that's your news. I'm listening to my news anyway. Bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and I'm going to buy a Boss Haas motorcycle.
Why are we obsessed with this?
Because it's the dumbest motorcycle made. The Boss Haas. I believe it was originally called the Boss Hog trike. And then they got sued. And then they had to change it to the Boss Haas, which doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, so my boys, they're addicted to watching YouTube.
Well, I think that's every child in America.
And so we've used their addiction to try to give them a reason to wake up in the morning. And it's working.
Well, when you put it like that, sounds awfully...
No. Smart, right? That's what you're going to say.
You're a genius. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
So we told them, they're like, because they always want to watch TV in the mornings while they eat breakfast before school. And we never have enough time. I mean, because they eat breakfast slow if they're watching TV. I constantly have to yell at them, eat! And they're like,
it's a distraction.
And then they just, they're like me.
Like Maisie will sit there and watch the TV with the food that goes in her mouth, and then it'll gently lower until eventually she just takes Cheerios and dumps them right into her lap.
So we told them, like, listen, the most TV or like the thing you want to watch the most is YouTube, and now it's Minecraft YouTube.
Who would guess that kids
they like watching
would want to become miners? The
Right?
worst job in the world, the one that, you put
They actually don't. They want to be virtual miners.
you put a canary in there.
Yeah, they just want to watch people play video games.
Right,
that's their
that's
favorite
true.
thing.
That's true.
So we told them like, hey, if you wake up early, at 6:45 or whatever,
4 a.m., you could play Minecraft for 3 hours before school.
you can go not play but just watch.
Oh,
you can
no
get up
playing,
and
no
watch,
playing, yeah.
and then that's fine. Because
What
then
if you tell them that if they can only watch after they finish their breakfast? Then they'll eat faster.
That's real smart.
No,
now
but-
you're flipping the game upside down. Hold on.
Here's the problem.
He didn't think of that. He's
But-
writing it down in his
No, but
mind
He's gonna
pad.
have them wake up at 4 a.m.
No, but then because they'll get up and run to the couch and turn on the TV because they want that instant.
Yeah.
It's like
hide the remote.
it's like when the oxy's in the car,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
running for it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, me
Now,
too.
If you tell them the oxy's at the end of the trip,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, they're,
Well, I
they're-
tell you guys.
they'll go.
This is absurd to me.
No, at the end of the day here, like on days
They
when
need
you
it
guys,
instant.
when you guys got to work out at 3:30
Yeah.
and you dip off out of here, I'm usually dipping off and skipping down the road. It's only because I know I have one of my mom's oxys left in the house. I'm running to the house.
Yeah. Like if you know you're going to get the beer instantly,
Oh, my God.
then you'll get up.
Yeah,
Like, if you're like,
cartwheel.
well, you'll get the beer after this whole rigmarole. You're like, oh God.
I'll just sleep in.
Yeah,
It's not that
yeah.
important. I'm with you.
Anyway, so it's been working. Like they get up in the morning early and they just go and watching YouTube, whatever, and
Start
then,
their breakfast earlier.
yeah. Then I get up and then it's easier to like get them to go breakfast. Anyway, this is all probably horrible parenting. This is not good.
I think we've all determined that
So
There's some questionable things
We're not
going
good at
on
any
over
of
there.
now here's the problem. I got them into watching Tom
But
and
everything
Dan.
else is fine. Here's the problem. All right.
I got him into watching the Tom and Dan Minecraft because that's the only thing I knew. Because I remember when we
I
back
think
in
those guys grew up.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was years. I mean, they're the teens
Yeah,
now. I'm
those
sure.
guys are fingering.
But there used to be a Tom and Dan YouTube Minecraft team that we joked around about like years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how
millions of hits. These guys.
so
Yeah.
they have a bunch of videos. So I got them into that, and they like it. They're their age, around their age, and they're playing the Minecraft. They love it. Now, the other day, I like they were laughing about something, and I looked on the screen, and it was Minecraft,
This is Tila Tequila.
but it was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Again with the Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
Blood crazy, like blood all over the sofa. Like,
Was
dead.
something's happened.
He was dead or something, and he was laying on the floor. And then this British guy, and he wasn't a kid.
Sonic the Hedgehog, I did.
It wasn't a kid anymore. Like a young kid. It wasn't Tom and Dan. It was like some British.
It's Bill, the violent Sonic commander.
Could have been teenage age. Could have been in the 20s or whatever.
Well, that's why YouTube's bad, man.
And then they were like,
But watch us on YouTube. Tom and Dan Live.
And I was watching, and I was like, "What is this?" And then it was like, "We have to find out who injured Sonic." And then they're like, "We have to get Sonic to the hospital." It was Minecraft. I was like, "What the hell? Is this the same game that you were watching? Like, what is this?" And because all they do, they play, and when they
what
play,
happened? Did Sonic go to the hospital or what? Now I'm invested.
well, I was like, "What? I don't understand." Because this is not the game that they've been playing.
Do you not monitor what your children watch?
Yeah.
What that is? I'm on it. I saw the
Well,
bloody
you walked
Sonic.
in after they already were watching.
I
Yeah,
caught
they were
Maisie
watching
watching
this for
episode
days.
7 of Bridgerton last
Oh my
night.
God.
And it was the one on the ladder.
Oh,
You know
no,
the
not
one.
the ladder
Oh, the
episode.
ladder episode. And Maisie's
And I'm like,
watching a
you
crank.
look at it,
she's
lock
never,
this down.
No, I'm kidding. She's
and,
never seen that.
and then the guy was trying to find who hurt Sonic, and they're like, we have to take him to the hospital. But it was Minecraft. But then I was like, this is the
Well, you
same.
can delete that video.
But the same game.
You got to go in there and delete that one. I did it with Maisie. There's one, she likes the song videos, and one popped up yesterday that's like, it goes, I'm a naughty girl. They say I'm out of control. And I go, delete. I just delete it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
They-
You say I'm a naughty girl.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
yeah. I
That
don't-
is gone.
I don't have to deal with
We
things
don't
like
have no
that. That's
naughty
real
girl.
bad.
We
Yeah.
don't have, they say I'm out of control. They say I'm a naughty girl. I'll get Andrea to send it to you. I heard it.
Yeah.
I ran across
I'm
the
in.
room,
Oh.
snatched the iPad, delete.
Yeah.
That, no, sir.
No, that's where you smash it. You
I
freak
wanted
out.
to. I wanted to.
You
But that
start.
marijuana, it calms me down.
But when they
Ray Davis
Yeah,
was right.
He's right.
what I don't understand, and I'm sure Juan or some nerd will tell me, that when they play Minecraft, all they do, they're in this world. And they're just building 25 different suicide towers over and over, and then no trespass signs. And then they figured out how to build a rowboat, and they fish, and then
hold on.
They built a pit, and all the villagers are stuck down there, and then they just throw their fishing pole.
Oh my God, these guys are.
That sounds like a very abusive village.
No, but
so
it's all nonsense. But I was like,
Tommy
how?
and Max have a slave pit?
But I don't understand how
Just
there's
like Daddy.
some version of Minecraft where there's like some sort of missions to go on, and why is there Sonic? Why is he bloody?
It's open world, and that's what the guy was doing. That guy that was kind of spinning the narrative or telling the tale, the game master, if you will.
So he built that.
Yeah.
So
he's actually using Minecraft, I believe correctly. He's using his imagination to create a story about Sonic being injured and the kids needing to get him to the hospital.
And then when you play online, other people can
go in there and play with you and see your creations and what you've built. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Okay, so
it's a social game, I believe.
So it's like what's that?
Sourdough in our chat room says I get it. I think I've never played it.
Animal Crossing. It's like that. As far as you build a world, other people can go visit
that's
online.
a good. Hey, oh my God. That's a great example.
Well, I just need to understand.
Well, that's right. That's correct.
I want to understand. Anyway,
here's the song. By the way, this got deleted in a matter of like 5 seconds in my household. I hate the song.
So far as the giraffe dancing.
I hate giraffes too.
It says for kids TV.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's nursery songs for kids.
I'm a naughty girl. They say that I am out of control.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Wait, hold on. I need to hear the rest of it.
No, I'm not
That's fine.
No, it's not.
You're an insane person.
I'm not.
This is for kids.
I'm not.
When I was watching
I'm
this,
not planting
a
the
British
seed.
pedophile, a bloody
Oh, my
Sonic.
God.
I am not planting the seed.
Can I hear what the naughty girl has to say? Why do they call her naughty?
Why would I plant the seed?
No, you said it like they were like, I'm a naughty girl, like Britney Spears.
Sexy, yeah.
No.
This is a nerd. I'm not naughty girl. This is a draft TV.
I'm a naughty girl.
I don't like
She's
it.
saying it like a nerd. You made it sound like she was saying it's sexy.
Well, maybe I heard it wrong.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Well, you're just like my wife. You listen with your emotional ears.
Well,
Right.
I'm an emotional person, and I don't need to plant the seed that we need naughty girls and people out of control in my home. So I don't even let that phrase be uttered. You're not out of control, and you're not a naughty girl.
Well, the whole probably there's a moral to the story at the end.
Yeah, but I don't have time for the end, Tom.
Well, that's all.
I'm dying.
Well, you're running over and deleting it.
Yep.
You're gonna make your daughter think you're crazy. You're like,
No.
my dad's crazy.
I didn't make a big deal out of it.
If
I
he
just grabbed
deletes
it and deleted it.
If someone says the word naughty or balls, he deletes it. What are you gonna? You're gonna be next thing you know. You're gonna be like.
I don't delete everything. I don't delete the Good Morning song. I don't delete the Swimming in the Ocean song. I don't delete Rub-a-Dub.
You're gonna be like our buddy Sleepy Jim, and you're gonna be complaining to the
Sleepy Jim
mall,
Colbert.
the mall officers that there's the belt buckle store that has
I don't know
the
if
F
I
word.
would be saying much about old Ted Colbert.
Why?
Because he's got Ted Colbert's got himself a compound bow and a tree stand. And,
Wow.
No. Oh, he's a hunter now.
Oh yeah, he's
the old.
He's the Nuge. Yeah, he's Orlando's
Jim Nugent.
He's Jim Nugent. He's the Orlando's. He's Orlando's conservative boar hunting hero.
He's not hunting.
I swear to God, he is.
No way.
He's got a compound bow.
Maybe he's just playing Hunger Games
He's
like I did.
building
in
a tree
Carolina.
stand. He's
He's
going to
just sitting-
defend his house like a goddamn good hero.
Oh, they're coming.
they're coming.
Insurrection.
Coming to take my bow.
Oh, we should get the BDMs together.
Storm the tree stand.
Storm the tree.
My balls are on his keyboard. The horns.
Oh my Lord, that's funny. Okay.
No, what is that? Yeah, you're crazy. That's totally appropriate.
And there's
what
a
I
good point
described
in the chat. They said maybe by the end of the song, she's talking about how she's no longer.
It's
a naughty
25
girl.
minutes long.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no,
that is
it's
too
not-
long.
that's for
No,
kids,
it's just
yeah.
like. But here's the thing: is in the bigger picture here is that I've done that a couple times. If I go in there and I hear something that I'm like, I don't know, that's not sitting right with me, or I don't like that, and I am serious about like I don't necessarily need Maisie listening to songs where the little girl that's in question is totally cool with being naughty. Don't need that.
Well, I'm sure the mom comes in at the end, and they're like, "Well, now I'm not a nod."
But she never gets
I've
to the
learned
end.
my lesson.
But she never gets to the end.
I'm sure. What is it for kids? They made this like this kids book.
If you were there, then you can answer that question.
Oh, let's watch it.
Maisie never gets to the end.
Oh.
She only sings that part. So, of course, I'm going to delete it because I don't need that seed planted. I honestly believe in that. And you guys can call me crazy all I want, but I think if you sing I'm a naughty girl 1 million times, that at some point you might actually become a naughty girl because you're changing the influence on naughty. Naughty in my house is a big deal. You don't act naughty.
Uh-oh.
It's not flippant.
Got Nancy Reagan.
No, Nancy Reagan. You mean Tipper Gore?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I don't know. That is
the
honestly
history
what
of
I
the BF.
believe. Like, I do have lines in the sand that I draw, and I am the heavy in the house.
Hashtag
and-
nasty woman.
Yeah, there is no naughty girl. No, we don't do that because it's not glorified in my house. It's not flippant. It's not something we just go like naughty girl. Oh yeah, that's okay. No, you don't act naughty. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I run my house.
By the way, I didn't turn off when I saw Bloody Sonic. I just stood there
Trying to
asking
figure it
my
out.
boys, like, "What is this? Why isn't this in? How could you could build this, and all you build is suicide towers? like you could build a complicated
Dude,
Sonic.
you could build tons of stuff in Minecraft.
Well, you could do it.
Your kids probably can't, but-
Well,
have you even tried it?
No. I don't.
Because I
don't
bet
have
you
time for
could
that.
do it.
Look up on YouTube Bloody Sonic Minecraft.
Oh my God.
I'll show you the video. I don't know if we have time.
new computer?
No, you'll.
All right, bloody.
Then there was something that they were watching where they could jump into different worlds, like there was portals, and I was like, "How is this happening?" Like, I guess it's online. There's probably just like Animal
The Bachelor?
Crossing. When you fly to other worlds, maybe there's a portal in every Minecraft
I
world.
fully do not
I
understand.
mean, it could be possible, just
Minecraft.
like Animal Crossing, where you can visit other people's islands.
Okay, here is a. This guy's obviously the Minecraft guys. These are money. Sites.
Oh yeah, I mean,
okay, here's a bloody Sonic chasing a non-bloody Tails.
yeah. This is something. I think they watched this one, and I was like, why are they all bloody?
Why is it playing like?
What was that? Disturbed?
Yeah, why is it playing Disturbed in
I
the
don't know.
background, or like what is it? 3 Days Grace or some
Yeah.
Here's okay. Do I have
some butt rock band?
There's no way, like in one of these videos, especially like I look down at the views. It has like some sort of commercial in front of it, like something horrible is spliced in there.
Could
that'll
be.
Popped in.
Yeah, like Fight Club style.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean like when they were doing that with the Momo?
Oh yeah, whatever happened to Momo?
No, it burned too hot.
Yeah.
It burned hot. Everybody was like, if your kids watch that, like, now that I agree with you about. It's like, if your kids watch that, they're going to kill you and decapitate you in the middle of the night. I'm like, what?
Because Momo said it will.
Like, what is it now? It's
will.
nothing. It's a video of a ghost named Momo. You put it. It's like an Asian ghost, and if you watch it. If your kid watch it, they'll decapitate you in the middle of the night. Really?
Science.
Seems like it take more.
Yeah, then people are on the news. There's some lady on the news. She's like, I gotta find Momo. You know, like, they're like yelling. And like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Creepy pasta.
Was that even real, the Momo thing? Because it burned
I don't
real
think
hot.
so, man. I don't.
It burned super hot. And all I saw,
Blow
it
these
looked
things
like
out
a
of proportion.
person with a big mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Big bird mouth.
Yeah, like a big bird mouth.
Yeah. It's a big claymation bird human. Right?
How do people invent these things?
It's stupid. What?
I want to invent one of these like tall tales that just kind of goes.
Yeah, creepy pasta.
Yeah, I want to make one.
It's so weird, and I wonder if we'll ever figure it out. If,
Oh, Juan says it had bird feet too. It was like a harpy. Interesting.
do you think that there are smart enough marketing firms or someone has figured out like how to turn something viral.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Yeah, but I don't think
is it guaranteed?
No, I don't think it's always guaranteed. But I think there are ways to get close. I think it's a lot like you studying gambling. I think you can study it and get as close as humanly possible to it, but there's always going to be an element of luck.
Okay, yeah,
different like things floating around in there. You know what I mean? Like different maybe
variables that
you're not thinking about,
cultural variables.
Like for
timing.
instance, COVID. You know, like that's a dice roll, right?
There's timing issue. Yeah. But there's some sweet spot where it's like boom, viral, the hugest, biggest thing in the world, and dead. All right. Oh, bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here, and joining us via the power of Zoom telecommunications is our good friend Cadillac Pat. What's up, Pat?
What's up, gang? What's going on?
How you doing?
Doing great.
So now, if you're listening to this on our podcast or terrestrial radio, you wouldn't have seen the exchange we had because we do all our shows live on Twitch. So basically, when we start recording, we take a lunch break and we just put on fish cam.
Yeah.
And then Daniel plays cartoons or
very unconventional style,
or just leaves music up. Yeah. So if you want to listen live, and we record crazy out of order,
every
driving
day.
Daniel insane.
Well, every weekday, 10:30. If you just show up at 10:30 at twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, we'll be there. And we will record live. And then if you want the replays, you can search Tom and Dan Live on YouTube.
You can also listen to audio only. People don't know.
That's true.
I don't even concentrate on that anymore because it's just like it's out there.
You can go to the Twitch app, and then once you're on, you could just hit audio only and just hear the live feed of all the shows we record. Anyway. So during that time, we were having a argument, more of a conversation, a debate, a discussion about where to accurately rank Carrabba's in the scale of fanciness.
You are really worried about Carrabba's.
Well, it seems
popped in my head, and I was like, "How fancy is Carrabba's?"
I do think you hit the nail on the head, and I think that maybe somebody was a little embarrassed that he thought he had thought up some genius idea. When he's like, I know where I'll take my wife for date night.
Right.
Carrabba's.
Yeah, Valentine's Day's coming up.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
And that's how we got on because you're so basic bitch, you're taking your wife to Carrabba's.
No, it's crazier
for
than
the
that.
mussels marinara.
I literally just thought of Carrabba's. It popped in my head. And then I started thinking,
Carrabba headache.
I'm like, how fancy is Carrabba's? I was like, no one ever talks about Carrabba's. Does it still exist?
Yeah.
Do people like Carrabba's?
Does it hurt Carrabba's feelings that they're not in the forefront anymore?
Do people say,
Chris Carrabba's looking great
they're
nowadays.
He does look good now. Smooth skin.
They're like, man, I haven't had a baked potato from Carrabba's in so long.
I don't baked potato at Carrabba's.
I don't know what even Carrabba's specializes in.
If I went with you to Carrabba's and you're like, one baked potato, please, I would kick you out.
One baked potato haze.
I would kick you out.
So then, anyway, then we started. I'm trying to accurately place.
Tom's new name is Baked Potato Haze.
Baked potato haze.
Because he's on the medical marijuana.
I'm like, what's fancy at Carrabba's? Cheese cake factory, and then we all cheesecake, and we all Bonefish, and all these other.
Yeah, we're kicking around all these chains.
Are popular.
And then while we were doing that, we've switched to Zoom. So Cadillac Pat
and then we're waiting.
Sneaks in.
We're waiting for Cadillac Pat this whole time. It's not even the part of the show. We're just talking about Carrabba's, and then
we start talking about fast food.
Then we stop and we're like, okay, who are we waiting for? And then Samantha's like, we're waiting for Cadillac Pat. He's like, I'm right here. he was there the whole time.
He was very polite.
He digitally snuck in. He didn't tell us he was here. And then he's like, we were talking about Subway, and then he's like, hey guys, I'm sorry to say this hot take here, but I had Subway the other day, and it was actually really good. And we're like, no,
I need to know the order.
Tom's like, F you, no way.
All right, give me the sub order. What was the order?
Yeah, we have to know what his sub order was.
I just got a traditional turkey sub. On that, they got a really good Asiago cheese bread. That's what makes it.
No,
sir.
Turkey.
As a former sandwich artist, it's
you went
trash.
for slime turkey. That's that slime turkey.
It is
dog.
slime turkey.
Slime turkey. Who the
was
F
really good.
eats slime turkey?
And Pat, remember when I told you
dry ass vegetables? Them green peppers don't have any water in them.
That's because they're days old.
What you were saying was impossible, and now a lot of people are saying, "Well, you can't, it's all subjective. Anybody can think anything is good." But
now Norm in our Twitch chat room is saying 100% Subway has the best bread. I mean, you guys seriously are turning on us today. I'm not in the mood.
Subway has the best bread.
I'm not in the mood, guys.
What are you talking about?
I'm not in the mood.
I've made that Subway bread. It's not the best.
It's you are saying impossibilities because you're using the wrong adjective.
Norm, so he's holding fast. He says
frozen sticks.
He
They
says
heat up.
F Subway, but he says they have the best bread. You guys are crazy.
You do not have to, because unless you're a baby or for some weird reason you haven't experienced any sort of life.
Well, maybe you don't have taste. Maybe you have COVID. And you think Subway's the best. You're eating it. You're like, I need my strength back. I'm fighting COVID. I have no taste. Oh, this is wonderful.
Pat worked in the restaurants all his life. For
That's
sure,
true.
you've had an experience where you've eaten delicious, fresh baked bread by a chef that specializes in bread.
Baker, like a pastry chef.
And when you eat the higher quality food, you're like, oh man, this is like you can't even argue how
Ghost
much
of
better
Manu
it
Bull
is.
in our Twitch chat room says, I usually get chopped salads at Subway. Are you all insane? You guys all eat Subway? I haven't eaten Subway.
You know what? You guys stop listening to us.
I have
if you
not
Subway.
eaten chopped salad. I haven't eaten Subway in 6 years, I bet.
But yeah,
chopped salad, I'd rather chop my head off than eat.
There are places that make better chopped salad. Are you going there because you're poor? If that's one reason, I understand.
Just go to Wawa. Wawa's better.
You've
than
made
Subway.
some bad decisions.
Okay,
Wawa's not better than Subway.
I disagree.
Oh my
sir.
good. Okay,
with salads.
What?
With subs
I don't
or
know that.
salads?
I don't know.
What do you normally?
Yeah, you're right. I would argue that Wawa makes a better sandwich.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope
I like
we've ruined.
Subway because I know they're kind of corner by doing this,
Hoagie
but they have real thin cucumbers and thin like tomatoes, and I like it like that. I know they're doing it to save money, but a real thin cucumber and tomato is like it just tastes better. I don't know why.
I do like now. Okay, we agree on something because I do like my toppings. Publix. I'm looking at you.
Thick.
You go.
I like it.
You
No,
know.
put a
I get a
lot-
whole onion on my sub at Publix for some reason.
It's too much. Like I go, can I have some jalapenos? That girl will reach in there and give me.
That's what I want. Just take it off.
Give me 500 jalapenos. No, here's the problem.
You're an extra.
I get the jalapenos. I also get a bucket of jalapeno juice. So my whole sandwich from Publix ends up being just all of these mushy vinegar vegetables.
You're a sloppy baby.
I don't eat like that. You're a sloppy baby, sir. I'm a new sloppy baby, and you, sir, are no sloppy baby.
No, I'm just saying your
bread is always freaking hard. I swear, Publix bread is always kind of stale to me. Like every time I get
I agree. I agree.
Like, like I've been there. It's like it's been there too long. Like I'm too late for a Publix.
Well, I will say the system that they have of keeping the bread fresh seems to
It's
be
flawed.
antiquated.
It's
and
flawed.
all it really is
Well,
is
their
a
system is-
plexiglass
Yeah.
box.
Their system, apparently, we live in the future. We have Space Force, for Christ's sake. But public system for their bread. We have a Space Force. We have a brand new
There
branch.
has to be a humidifier or something.
We have a branch of the armed forces that deals with space, but their Publix, the way they keep their bread, old lady puts bread in box.
Yeah.
That's what
Bread
it is.
box.
plexiglass box.
Yeah.
Couldn't you put some sort of like humidifier in there or have some?
I don't want wet bread.
no, I'm just saying moist or
don't want
fresh.
wet bread.
Some sort of system.
You know what? Another thing I have
Right?
a problem with. You know, another thing.
Imagine if they did.
another thing I have a problem with. Old lady making my sub.
Why?
No, I'm talking to her. Listen here, old lady making my sub. If I ask for white bread, and you look up into your little plexiglass bin, and you see a nubbin, and what I mean by a nubbin, I mean a piece of white bread that's 3 inches long that came off the end of that other sub because the lady cutting it was dyslexic and didn't know how to evenly cut a sub roll, and you grab that nubbin and you start making my sub, I'm going to walk the F out of there. I'm walking out.
Don't give me a
Don't
nubbin.
give me the nubbin. I don't want the nubbin. They should all be the same GD size.
Yeah.
Little White Nubbin is your right name.
You know, I've never had a Publix tender sub in my entire life either. People always look at me weird.
Overrated.
Also-
They are
Overrated.
overrated.
It's overrated. The breading falls off
And
when
the
they overchop
dry
it.
tenders.
They
Also-
overchop
Right?
it.
I like their tenders, but I like to drown them in barbecue sauce.
You got to drown
You
them in
have to
sauce.
because they're dry and they don't put any salt on them. There's no salt on those tenders. Those are the least salty tenders.
Also,
Salt them tenders up, man. God.
the chicken tender sub has, and I realize it's a stereotype, but it's stereotype for morbidly obese
Yeah,
people because they love it. And then
you
I
look,
feel
you
embarrassed ordering that because they're like, what?
I mean, Everybody knows that you have that one morbidly obese friend, and everybody knows that that's the only friend that posts when that sub's on sale as a Facebook status, like it's needed to be screened.
Yeah. Also, why? What's the motivation of posting that? There's a lot of negatives. One is people are clowning you because they're like, look how
I'm
much
still
he loves
fat.
it. Yeah. Like, look how much he loves it, and obviously he's not on
Look how much he loves it.
he's not on any sort of diet, which he needs to be, right?
Yeah.
And then
At it again.
And then the other negative that could only hurt you is now it could possibly be sold out because you promoted it too much.
Talk about it.
Why don't they keep it a secret?
But
why do they start advertising when the
Hold on.
GD McRib is out or the?
I need to know when the McRib is back so I can go get one.
Don't tell everybody.
No.
What they're laughing at. They're all going to laugh at you. Adam Sandler.
They
You are an dumb old man.
I want to gripe about things today while we have what's this guy's name?
Remind me to go back to
while we have Cadillac Pat on the line, I want to gripe about things.
Yeah.
I don't like going to Dunkin' Donuts and getting a coffee, and every single time they ask me if I want a shot of extra caffeine in there. I don't want that. If I wanted it, I'd tell you I want it. Stop asking me.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah,
extra caffeine.
Would you like a espresso shot for 50? No. You ask me every morning. And I say no every morning. Stop asking me.
Long. Always. The line's so long at Dunkin' Donuts, too, just for a coffee. I hate going there because the line's always like 10 people long.
Yeah, I sit in my car. I do that move. I will sit in my car for 3 hours in a line for a cup of coffee in the morning.
Why is the nubbin so hard?
Yeah, into the nubbin because they let it sit.
It's hard.
It's been sitting there for a
It's
minute.
as hard as a peg leg.
I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. But the reason you get the peg leg is because those dumb old ladies take that bread and they stick it in that plexiglass box, full on knowing, aiding and abetting the corporation, knowing that bread is going to the next day be as hard as a missile.
You know what? There must be some psychology when someone orders a half and then you take out a full, and then while they're looking at you, I feel
you give
like
them an extra 2 inches. Don't do that.
You edge it over.
Stop it.
To make the person looking at you
But you just
happy.
created a nubbin.
Yeah, no. But then you have you don't feel bad when you get the nubbin. What is it? Which one? Do you feel bad for giving the person not a full half, or do you? What is it?
If you're going to cut it like that,
you don't have no remorse for giving the nubbin out.
Okay, I'm talking about these sub ladies again. Fine, we'll dedicate the whole show to this. When you grab that nubbin,
sitting here.
Do not put the nubbin. Pat, shut your mouth. Do not put the nubbin back in the box. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
That nubbin's no good.
It's 4 cents. Publix, you're rich.
Yeah, and cut the nubbins off both ends. Nobody wants the nubbin. You only want the heel of the bread when it's fresh, hot bread.
You know what? I'm from being.
Bless it.
I will tell you from being. This is some.
Mad right now.
I'll tell you some inside subman.
Here we go.
Pat, I apologize.
Inside secrets.
Pat, I apologize.
From a subman.
You did not deserve that, and I was wrong, and I apologize to you. I'm sorry I acted like
Apology
that.
accepted.
I'm a subman insider, so I know the business. And there was a while back, even when I was getting out of the sub game, but this was starting to happen where independent sub shops were not going to offer the option of a 6-inch anymore because of that problem, especially when every loaf counts.
You give one guy, you can't say that. You can't say that.
And no loaf left behind.
No, you can't say any of that.
So they were having problems with getting nubbins. So then they started offering you can get a full or a reduced sub where they just cut both nubbins off both ends, and then
so it's giving me a 9.
It's like a 9. It's like a 9.
That's called the John Holmes.
But no 6.
Give me the John Holmes
because
cut the ends off 9.5.
If they offered a 6, their dumb employees like me would be guilted into giving the people from the fresh cut
I
a
never
little
did
extra.
that as a sandwich artist, sir. I had integrity. I cut them in 6s.
What about a half inside of a half? I had a lady in front of me the other day that got the nubbin and then asked for 2 3s.
Yeah.
I go, you're an insane
because they split it with other people.
Anyway, Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
We've been better.
All this nubbin talk. I'm mad now.
My God.
If I had any motivation, I'd write a letter.
Yeah, I would too.
If you could write.
And I don't
And he
care.
doesn't know how to spell nubbin.
So, Pat, what have you been up to?
Well, I was screwing around in my closet the other day, and I found some old stuff I want to show you guys that I have.
Oh my God, this is my girlfriend's head.
No.
Found that decomposing really well. Look at all that green, that beautiful green up top.
I mean, you might have saw on Facebook the other day, I found my old Game Boy.
I did.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And
Pat-
it works. I'm jealous. Do you have any games?
Yeah, I got a couple of them here. Hang on.
Hold on.
I got Super Mario Land. Where's my
Nice.
camera at?
That's a classic.
I got everybody's favorite Tetris, which is really the only game I can ever really remember playing a lot of.
I played Super Mario Land, and then there was a Batman game, the original Michael
I've got
Keaton.
Batman too. That's what I have as well. Batman right here.
Oh, that's a great game. That
Batman was good.
And Super Mario World, both of those are really good black and white Nintendo games.
And then I got Super Tecmo Bowl football version too.
Nice.
Now-
you got all the good stuff.
Good for the 80s, but now...
Well, throwback 8-bit.
Yeah, when you play them, Pat, is it almost impossible?
It's Super Mario World or Super Mario Land is still fun, and Tetris is still fun, and Batman. I mean, I just coincidentally had some good games that are still fun, but I've played some other games that are and also look, I got this too. I got my Nintendo, and look what I found. I found my Game Genie.
Whoa! And the book.
Hold on.
Yeah, the book.
That's pretty cool that you have your Game Genie. I have some cartridges I'll give you if you need some.
Remind me.
Oh yeah, because look, I found all my games too. Look, I got all these games.
Where
in the
were
case.
they? Where'd you find all this?
I had them in my closet. I just kind of forgot they were there.
Wow, that really fits your brand too, man.
What?
Look, I got more games here.
Oh my God! You got any? Like, I had a listener gift me River City Ransom, and then I went and looked that game up.
Yeah,
and it's worth like $400. And I felt really bad. I'm like,
look, I got the gold Zelda
back?
too. See the gold Zelda in there?
yeah, man. You should probably go through those and make sure. First of all, make sure they all work, and then look and see if you have anything that maybe might be a little rare.
You know what? I do have one that I know is rare. I just found out via TikTok the other day. My Super Mario Brothers 3. See how the Bros is under like above Mario's hand?
Yes.
Well, they only made a limited amount of that because Nintendo didn't like the Bros on that side, so they moved it under the O of Mario after like a small amount of time. So this one's definitely got some value to it.
Oh, that's cool.
How much value, Pat?
Well,
Give me a number here.
I also noticed the word, something's written on the cartridge.
Yeah, it was like somebody else's last name. I must have got that used or handed down. I don't remember. Or maybe I just took it from a friend or something and never gave it back.
I'll give you $8 for it.
And look, I got one more thing. Look, I got this cool Game Boy like holster case thing. Like you put it around your shoulder, I guess, and wear it. And I've got
for gaming on the go.
I've got a clear one, which is a little newer, but I got a clear one too.
Oh man.
I wonder if I showed my sons, because they have like the new Nintendo Switch and stuff, and then they played a handheld.
What color controllers are they using?
They got 4.
They got the gray ones, or the pink and green and blue.
There's blue, red, and then there's like a aqua and yellow
that's what we
or
have.
something. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's exactly what we have.
Anyway, I wonder if I gave them the old school Game Boy. For some reason, I feel like they would play it if they didn't have any other option. But they'd be mad about it at how bad it was.
They wouldn't enjoy it, and you can't barely see the screen. The screen looks so rudimentary, because it's old, antiquated technology. But
I remember that. Do you guys remember? Of course, I had a Game Boy, and then I'd play it on road trips.
Humble brag.
And then when I remember, I would complain about not being able to see it, and then my mom bought me. There was an accessory which was basically a giant magnifying glass that slid over the Game Boy, and it was a magnifying glass that was like 3 times bigger.
So you've
than the screen.
always had a problem with your eyes.
Oh
No.
my God.
That was the technology to be able to have a big screen Game Boy.
Do you know what color my skin is? Or what color my hair is? How many fingers do I have up right now?
When sun is shining into a car and it's bright outside, it's
Move
hard
the
as hell.
Game Boy so it's not got the glare on it.
It didn't work. It didn't work. You wouldn't be able to see. He's right. It would always be. You have
never
to
had
light.
My dad never let me have any. I got
big magnifying glass.
I got nothing. I had my Game Boy, and I was lucky if I got games.
I got this thing. It's like a light. This was like the same sort of thing you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that goes over there so you could play at night. That was another thing. I had that too.
This is terrible.
Oh, that's like the magnifying glass.
Oh, man, you got it.
You couldn't even play the system without buying all these accessories to actually see the game.
Well, it was like one of the first times that I remember seeing, like, it was like as a kid, it was one of the first times that I remember seeing second party or third party, like,
add-ons.
Yeah, add-on. Like, things that I remember, like, it was a hard lesson for me to learn, but I remember buying something that I thought was like Nintendo brand for my Game Boy or for like whatever, but it was like a little janky because it was made by another company. And that was like, I remember that being a hard lesson for me to learn. And that was like kind of like in my brain, a timestamp of, remember, when you buy third-party things, they may not be as good as if they came from the actual consumer.
So this Game Genie is actually third-party. I just learned that a couple years ago, too. This is actually third-party. Nintendo hated this.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Heat, I guess, essentially, through the machine.
And you would plug it. They realized, programmers, if you plug that in to the top of the game or the bottom of the game.
It was the bottom of the game.
Yeah. And then you played through it, it would essentially hack the software so you could cheat the game. Is that it?
Or you could plug in different codes and get different, like in, let's say, Mario 3, for example. You could plug in, it has like 100 code just for that game alone, where it would allow you to have like the raccoon tail the entire game, or you could fly the entire game, or you wouldn't be able to die, or you'd have unlimited men. There was like, so you could basically I like to put the code in as an adult when I would play it, of I would never die. So that means you could just zoom through the game and beat it, having that feeling of nostalgia without actually having to try.
So you could drink some White Claws, hang out. I understand. A lot of my friends would do it for parties. So if you set up your system for people to play, you just go in, do unlimited lives, you can't die. That way people can sit and play.
And just get out, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Dude, look, I got this too. This is my girlfriend gave me this for Christmas. I wear it at work all the time.
Oh, that's
Game
cute.
Boy Watch.
We're
a
part of one of the last generations that could ever say, like, there was video games that we played which it was impossible to find out what happened at the end unless someone you knew or yourself beat the game.
Yeah.
There was no other way to ever find out. Like, then I remember like game magazines and stuff, but other than that, and that was few and far between. You had to go up to 7-Eleven, but it was just, there was like, what happens at the end when you beat Beavis and Butthead? No one knew.
There was
impossible to know unless someone told you.
Tell me if you did this. My buddy Dave, that we all know, that lives in L.A., he would he had way more video games than I ever did, but I believe it might have been Ninja Gaiden. I think that was the game. We were playing, but he beat it. So the next day he comes to school and he's like, I beat it. But he's like, I have my save code, and it may not be that game, but he had his save code like right before he beat it. So I remember how excited I was for that weekend having a sleepover where I could come over, load the code, and then try to beat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I could pick up from where he...
But that was it.
That was the only way you could do it, and even then you had to beat it again to watch the end credits or watch maybe a cutscene or something that was there.
My sons would rather watch someone better than them at that video game play it, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Tracy was saying that in our Twitch chat room about her son. He watches Minecraft on his iPad while he's playing Minecraft on his Switch. And she's like, is that bad? And I was like, I don't know what's bad anymore.
Why are you asking us?
Yeah, don't ask us.
Of course it's bad. If we say it's, what are you going to listen to us? Crazy, you know better. All right,
Did you
Pat.
guys ever do this? My buddy had I think it was like a Sega Genesis, and I remember the game was Mortal Kombat 3 or NBA Jams. Now, to get the codes, when you start the game up, you would just press a random sequence of buttons and try to remember what you pressed and see if you actually unlocked it. I remember sitting there for hours just hitting reset just to press random codes, just hoping you figured out one of their little codes for like free, like the NBA Jams, the big head, or you could turn his head to Bill Clinton or something like that.
Yeah. There was like,
and then someone would figure it out. It's like if you hold down, left, down, and then you get this, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like on fire at all times. You're right. And you would write them down in a notebook.
A lot of that's gone though because kids.
It's instant. Like look up all
the internet.
Yeah, everything's done.
Look at
for
the
you.
end. Yeah,
you don't have to mash
Contra code. Everybody remembers the Contra code. Daniel might, because Daniel's old enough.
Well,
you're old enough too.
I don't remember it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I was never, I was a Sega guy.
And I saw it in Hot Topic because I'm not old like you guys. That's how I know it.
Yeah, this guy with his Hot Topic. He's a cool dude.
That just made me older.
Dude, Spencer's Gifts. It's not Hot Topic. Spencer's is
And that is a backfire there, son.
Pat, I'm sorry, we ran out of time BSing too much.
Too much Subway
Sorry
talk.
about that.
It was all
now
Subway
we got
that
no
ruined
time,
your
man.
appearance.
So
That's all right.
people can still see you at the Copper Rocket, right?
No,
Oh
no.
my God.
Oh, what is it?
Brass tap.
Oh, God damn
You
it!
got the medal wrong. Everybody can still see you at the Iron Giant, right?
You tried that. That was funny. That's a good joke. I'm going to use that one.
I
Actually.
knew it was some metal.
I don't know. It's an adjective and then a thing. A hammered lamb, smiling bison. I don't know.
You've been
something
doing
in
this for
something.
months with Pat.
You are at the same. You are three things to me. You're the funniest, smartest,
He was
and
so
dumbest person I
confident.
know.
So confident.
I was like, I'm going to get this right. And in this, oh, God.
Really give him a good
Oh,
plug.
you ended it all right.
It's,
Pat, we'll see you in a month, okay?
All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much again. I love you guys.
Love
See
you
soon.
too, brother. Be good, man. Give your girlfriend some hellos from us. We'll talk to you soon.
I will. Thank you. See you later.
See you, man. That is Cadillac Pat,
From the
Orlando's
Brass Tap
right.
in Waterford Lakes.
Cadillac Tap.
all right.
Oh, God,
Carabas!